but I think it's also the most pure.
Yeah, and we'll see how all that carries out because Zangief has been scary lately. But if anyone can throw that around, change that around, it is Liquid O, who fakes the drive rush, basically cancels out of it, and keeps the designer coming in. I was talking about his ability to mix you up and throw off your timing, and you can see him keeping the designer boxed in and just not letting him get close.
I think it's important to notice that the designer here is on Modern, and Modern can make your offensive and defense capability the better on Zangief potentially, but he also loses some of his important neutral tools, so I think it's just going to make things even more polarizing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also see that Liquid O is playing so much faster than the last Dhalsim we saw on stream. So much more confidently and doing so much better a job of keeping the designer on the back foot, keeping him pinned in place, and getting out of these pressure zones.
For sure, especially in a matchup like this, anti-airs are all important, and Liquido here is showing the consistency with the anti-airs, and he's showing that he's not afraid to press a lot of buttons and make every single button count and control that space. Oh, but that knee's scary. Getting hit by anything in this matchup is all these sends shivers down your spine.
Yeah, and Dhalsim can be weird like that because you can get hit off those extended hitboxes where, you're picked off at a range where it doesn't seem like your opponent should be able to hit you. And Dhalsim's a bit fragile, so that can seriously throw off your game. But look at that teleport mix-up. Unfortunately, the SPD is waiting for him, but Liquid O has been doing a great job of keeping the designer from fighting comfortably.
Yeah, speaking of doing a great job, we're seeing really excellent drive management from Liquido. If there's one thing scarier than normally playing the Dhalsim Zangief matchup, it's playing the Dhalsim Zangief matchup when you're low on drive gauge. Catching out all that drive gauge, I think this kills, but it might leave him with a sliver. Either way, he can burn out, the chip should come through.
Yeah, not quite gonna kill, but when you're in burnout like this and caught on the far end against such a fast Dhalsim, here comes his own critical art, but he misses! And what a whiff punch from Liquid O to take the first game. He saw that coming from miles away.
Absolutely, and I think, I'd bet the designer's kind of feeling the lack of that standing medium kick here. Really, it's so hard to contest that space, especially when Liquido has shown he's willing to perfect parry the medium punch target combo. He knows this matchup.
If he's the designer, you'd think he would know the matchup better. I mean, he made it, right?
Absolutely, but there's one thing they know how to do. It seems like it's Air SPZ, which is such a strong option on Modern. And I've got to say, I am impressed by the designer really taking those upsides that Modern can give you and using them, even though, personally, I'm a bit of a Modern down player.
I mean, people talk about how broken Modern is, but I've never seen a Modern player win a tournament, and it's not looking like the designer's going to break the trend anytime soon. Not if Liquid is playing like this.
Liquido's busting out the training mode combos on him. Look at that. Oh, the desperate Siberian... not desperate. That can catch an extended hurt box, and if Dhalsim tries to do a poke into it, getting slammed into the ground and eating some dirt, but didn't quite work out.
Sets up that spinning pile driver beautifully, though. Tries to use a bit of a meaty drive rush to get into Liquid's face before he can step back up. But right now, we are straight back in Liquid's comfortable range. Parries the cross-up, but whips the grab, and Liquid's out of danger again. You just can't pin this man down.
I think we're seeing some absolutely beautiful use of parry here, and also drive reversal. Liquido is showing that use of the system mechanics to make his defense so strong. As long as he's got drive, it's so hard to open him up with that drive reversal always coming out. And speaking of drive, not looking good for the designer here.
Yeah, not at all. Already in burnout again, stuck in the corner again. That bouncing fireball's coming out. Those long, stretchy pokes are coming out for Liquid, and he's just keeping them in the corner. He's comfortable. He's fighting like an outboxer. He doesn't need to go into the corner for a knockout, but he can if he wants to. Look how he backs off to set up his combo instead of going straight for the kill. But a little too much time. He gave the designer too much time to set up that spinning pile driver. Is it going to matter, or is Liquid getting out of this again? Karma just can't catch this man.
Almost loses the round to the classic dirty dog maneuver from that Zangief. Oh, manages to scoop him right up out of his combo. But, man, I'm very surprised that he was willing to go for that drive impact against a modern Zangief with level 3. That could have absolutely gotten him destroyed. And that just shows Liquido has so much aura that the designer is just scared and turtling.
Do you think Dhalsim's going to catch a nerf after beating up the designer like this?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't invest in Dhalsim right now after this, although that air throw was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, the designer's been doing a good job of setting up these spinning pile drivers. You saw it just a bit ago, but that seems to be the only aspect of his offense that's working. What do you think he could be doing better to kind of narrow the gap against Liquid O a bit?
Well, I'm barely seeing any standing medium punches in neutral, and I think that there's a range where, you know, standing medium punch is one of the better pokes in the game. And even against Dhalsim, even if he's jumping, it can contest some of his normals. And I think I would love to see the designer try and control some more space instead of rushing in so much.
Yeah, and you can also see him starting to adjust to Liquid Olo. He read that Yoga Teleport mix-up. He's getting a little overly happy with the drive rushes I've seen. You know, he's spending that drive limit like that drive gauge like it's infinite. Like he doesn't have to worry about paying the Piper. But, you know, he is getting a little bit more as he comes into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Although a hit from a level 3 right now would absolutely destroy, like, either one of them. It's really kind of a next hit wins kind of situation, especially with the designer at such a small amount of health.
But he can't get that grab going, and he's in Burnout yet again. You know, he's more eager to go into Burnout than Noah the Prodigy, but it's not working out for him like it does Noah. They both have level 3 going, and we both know that Liquid O is happy to spend it if he needs it, if he wants it, if he's got it. Drive rushes in, and here it comes! Here comes the level 3 to put Liquid O on set point.
Absolutely perfect conversion, and I would say, you know, the drive gauge management is so important here. We see once the designer's in Burnout, it's just awful. Also, another thing that I would love to see the designer start doing here is punish those drive reversals, because it feels like the thing that's really stopping the designer from getting his offense going is those drive reversals. Oh,
look at this loop of spinning pile drivers. I wonder if he's going to go to the well too often. But, you know, it doesn't matter. He takes his first game of the set, and Liquid O can't stop him. He might be back in this match.
Absolutely. If we can just see a little more of that and maybe blocking a couple of drive reversals to get that SPD punish, it can be huge. You know, if he manages to bait just one drive reversal, 38% health right there.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, there are 2 games to win against a very game, defensively responsible Liquid O. But he hasn't had a lot of luck stopping those air spinning pile drivers. What do you think Liquid could do differently?
Well, I think that, you know, it's really important to keep your composure when you're fighting against Zangief when you're on defense. And I think that Liquid O could definitely stand to be slightly more thoughtful with some of these defensive parries. If you look at the options that Zangief has available after that drive rush, after an SPD, his main meaties are going to be standing light kick, crouching heavy kick, and an SPD. Oh man, sorry for not commentating that play. That was insane.
It was.
But I think that Liquido is getting kind of greedy with these parries, leading to a lot of punish counter SPDs, and it might be time to cool that down if it isn't working out.
He's also giving the designer a lot of space. He'll Yoga Teleporter float straight backwards after getting a good string going, and you can't play too passive or defensive or turtly in Street Fighter 6. But right now he's on set point, and he's keeping the designer boxed into the corner, just like in the early rounds. So what do I know? It seems to be working for him.
Absolutely, and just about drops that conversion, but maybe it was intentional because manages to bait out the whiff parry from the designer, and he is going to go into an unfortunate burnout. Let's see what he can do to work his way in with his level 3.
Yeah, he tries to stay alive long enough for that drive gauge to come back, and it is a long, unsteady climb. Blocks the full Yoga Inferno, but only one good interaction away from losing it all, as Liquid O just keeps the punishment going, fighting like a true outboxer, keeping him on the end of these long, long normals. Drive rushes in, but he's jumped over, teleported around, a sliver of health left, drive meter is back, doesn't get the chance to use it, Liquid O wins!
Oh man, that was so good. And I've got to say, I really love some of the use.
There, yeah, you're right. Fluxwave's Ed versus Julman for winners quarterfinals. Aki versus Honda. And you know, if I'm Julman, I'm not upset about that because I had a lot of practice just a few minutes ago in this matchup.
Yeah, it's like Jewel Man's gonna have to wade through the Aki army to make it to the top. And ooh, it's looking pretty good. Already pushed to the corner. Although commentator's curse. Some good Oki from Fluxwave here.
Both of these two are very experienced players. I commentated them in matches right at the start of the Street Fighter 6 in the early tournaments, especially over the online locals before their merger with Casa. So they're very used to each other and to their characters, especially once Aki came out. And I expect this to be a very fast-paced matchup with a lot of that matchup knowledge coming into play.
And Fluxwave already showing why they have 2000 MR with that absolutely beautiful combo there. I don't know if I would have been able to figure that out, but that absolutely was the only way to kill with that level 1. Keeping the pressure after that jump back, this is how you play Aki.
Yeah, and we're going to see if 400 or so MR is a surmountable mountain. Julman's sure going to try it, but the perfect parry off the butt slam. You saw Julman's last opponent trying that. Didn't have a lot of luck, but Fluxwaves has much better timing if he can survive this storm.
Yeah, well, speaking of luck, the different versions of Butt Slam actually do have very slightly different perfect parry windows. So you actually do have to not just react to your opponent doing Butt Slam, but if you really want to consistently get that perfect parry, you have to react to which version of it they're doing as well. So either there was a bit of luck there, or Fluxwave is actually insane. So I guess we're going to see with that, with how they respond to Butt Slams further in the set.
Well, that's sure a good way to do it. Keeps him from getting in, knocks him across the ring, gets the kill off the super, and we're going into the second game. Fluxwave's... Wow! Look at how he escaped that butt slam off what must have been read as cooldown from the fireball, and drive rushes straight back into Julman's face. No fear from Fluxwaves.
I'm just showing absolutely complete knowledge of the character with that punish counter standing medium kick into crouching heavy punch. That is indeed the only conversion you can get there, and I know a lot of players who wouldn't have gotten that, so definitely just dominating stuff right now.
Perfect parries a headbutt straight into a long punish counter that might well get the kill, could easily do it. Fluxwave puts himself into burnout, not gonna need to worry about it, takes another round in style. And I have to wonder what Julman can even do here. This is starting to feel like a match where it's not is he gonna win, but what can he even do to make this interesting?
Totally, and that butt slam is definitely a formidable tool. But you know, you can't always rely on it. Manages to get into the corner though. This is gonna almost be burnout. This could be it.
Yeah, interesting read of the cross-up and side switch, immediately countering and punishing it, takes a round off a perfect KO, and I don't think he liked my comment about making this interesting. It was like, oh, you want interesting, huh? How's this for you?
Yeah, gonna have a little commentator's curse here, and Julman is also managing to go into this round 3 with a huge super gauge advantage, which is super big against Aki, but yikes, that damage is already there for Fluxwave. Let's see if Julman can come back.
The thing with Street Fighter 6 is that any character in the game can two-touch you, especially if they have the super meter advantage and the drive gauge advantage. So Julman has all the room in the world he needs to tie up this set, which he's well on the way to doing. Here it comes!
Just showing I don't even need the level 3. I don't want to watch that cutscene. I've seen it before. I'll finish this with just level 2. Really just showing great combos and showing that it doesn't matter how much super meter you have. You know, the corner is what really matters.
Yeah, and you were talking about ranks not really mattering. This 400 or so MR difference not being very overwhelming, not being an insurmountable hill at all. This is actually looking to be a pretty even set as Julman takes control of the momentum.
Oh man, that walking behind the fireball. I think that Julman is showing a really good ability to jump over those fireball drive rushes and fireball walk-ins. You know, it's tough to avoid just getting destroyed, but I guess speak of the devil.
Right.
Yikes.
Ate a costly stun there and knocking on the door of death gets punish countered, and already Fluxwave's taking another round. But of course, this is best of 5, so there's another game to play if Juman does drop it.
Oh man, great OD headbutt. Even those invincible reversals at the very start of the round can just set the tone of the round with the corner carry and the setting up the 100-hand slap. But that poison also does the trick. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, that is just always there. People have said that this is, we have fun at home, but I think Aki is plenty fun and interesting in her own right. And Fluxwave's showing such intimate knowledge of the character.
Oh man, that jump out was extremely good. I wonder if that was a specific read on the DI because, you know, when you're against Aki and you're at low drive, you know the Aki's going to be hungry for that burnout. It's all they live for. Those Aki players love their burnout.
Might well have made that read. Tries to recover away from the drive rush, keep that meaty opportunity from getting in, and the punish counter comes out to bring us to a final round. Juleman not letting Fluxwave tell the story.
And Juleman managing to keep all of that juicy meter lead going into this event, going to this next game. Let's see if Fluxwave can maybe take up some of that ground with this corner offense. And it looks like they are already built 3/4 of a bar of super meter.
Has to be careful not to create any unnecessary openings though, because Juleman has that level 3 whenever he wants it, and plenty of damage to make up for. Grabs Fluxwave straight out of the attack, gets the command grab going, drives him back, but Fluxwave playing that crafty outside boxing, going, okay, you have to come to me, and that might be enough to put him onto the third game.
Oh man, one thing I'm seeing from Fluxwave here that's really good is when Fluxwave has a lead, they just don't give Juleman the opportunity to come back at all. They're really conserving their drive gauge because what you really need for a comeback is to put them into burnout, and Fluxwave just doesn't want to let that happen.
Problem is, sometimes you can slow things down a little too much, and then you have these desperate corner situations from Juleman, or times where he has all the room he needs to set up a command grab, to set up a sumo stomp headbutt, or whatever. And right now, Fluxwave is going back to that back off a little and catch you coming in strategy. Gets the burnout going, gets the drive rush going, but gets parried and keeps Juleman in that corner.
Yeah, I think that we're seeing some amazing corner reversals from Fluxwave here. I really thought he was done for when I saw that drive impact coming, but it didn't quite stun him. He managed to fight his way out of the corner through that butt slam and really just doing a great job of surviving. Surviving is what it's all about with Fluxwave here.
They're both making a lot of use of drive rush as an Okizeme tactic, but it seems like it's maybe getting a little too predictable because Fluxwave has been punishing it when it comes out from Juleman. But you can't punish that.
Totally, and doesn't quite get that anti-air, but I think we're seeing Juleman is great at jumping, great at using that air mobility that Honda has with the neutral jump heavy punch to control the neutral in a way that otherwise he wouldn't be able to. This hit is going to do a lot of damage. Oh wow.
Yeah, of course, Fluxwave has that critical art if he wants it, but not going to get a chance to use it. And Juleman keeps himself alive a while longer. Knows that Fluxwave is on set point, not going to let him taste the fruit of victory so easily.
Seems like Juleman was taking some notes during that set with the designer because he is not missing punishes on these drive reversals. Just ready for any defensive option Fluxwave's trying to throw at him. And it seems like Fluxwave kind of caught on to his habit of jumping over the fireballs because that punish with the standing heavy kick into the pool of poison, that was excellent. That's as much as you can get there.
Yeah, and very good reads on the timing of the butt drops in general, because usually he gets a parry, gets a perfect parry, has some kind of punish ready, but he drive rushes straight into the super, and that has got to be painful.
Absolutely. I don't think he's going to be quite burnt out, but man, that drive situation really could be better here.
Yeah, overusing the parry a little here, a little too happy off the parry, not going to get a chance to use that critical art. Juleman well on his way to taking his second game. Fluxwave has a vote in that, of course, and Juleman is the one fighting out of burnout. Is all that health going to even matter?
I'm not sure. Against Aki and Burnout, literally the health doesn't matter at all. You can take Aki with 0.1 bars of drive gauge and 1 health against a full health Honda with all the resources in the world, and Burnout's still just a coin toss. That
Well,
offense
you're right.
offense is
He is right. And what do you think of Blanca versus Jamie?
well, I think that both of them are kind of oddball characters. I think that with Blanca Ball, you know, they're and the leap forward, the coward leap or whatever. It's really hard for Jamie to get drinks in neutral against Blanca, which is something Jamie really wants to be doing. But at the same time, Blanca is one of the characters who isn't the best at abusing Jamie's early game weaknesses. So I think it could go either way.
Perfect parry from the Blanca Ball is sure a great start, but Ruffian, not deterred, gets straight into his combo, uses the Blanca Ball to set up the throw, and just to skip neutral altogether, gets the cross-up going, gets another cross-up, and Azan kicked in the back to take the first round. Ruffian is the winningest player we have over at Breakout, multiple championships, finishes top 8 pretty much anytime he doesn't win the tournament, sets up that throw again, just an incredibly dangerous, mentally tough player. And that is a tall mountain to climb for someone like Azan.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing Azan starting to get scared, you know? Azan's been going for a lot of those anti-air DPs, but in the Blanca-chan outfit, it's kind of hard to see which side Blanca's going to end up on, and those anti-air DPs have been whiffing more than I bet Azan would like. I think that we're going to see Azan start to play a little scared, especially around that Blanca-chan. It seems like he didn't know exactly what was going on.
Yeah, had the drive rush advantage until I said that. Goes straight into his level 3. Not going to kill, obviously, but that is a huge momentum shift. So much damage, and going to put the Ruffian into burnout, and he's got 3 drinks ready in the queue.
Oh man, absolutely beautiful offense. Going for the meterless combo, pushes him into the corner. The raw level 2, what's he going to do with this?
That's what he's going to do with it, that's for sure. Gets Blanca-chan ready, like I was warning about, it's parried without much pressure, but he's knocking on the door of a stun against a deadly opponent in Ruffian.
Yeah, the stun isn't even going to be necessary. That is going to be a chip out kill, and we're just seeing Ruffian knows exactly what he should be doing in level 2 every single time, and I hope we can see some more of that in this game. I'm also hoping to see some crazy setups, though.
It was a pretty back and forth first game, so Azan definitely capable of staying in this. What adjustments do you expect to see from him in this next game?
Well, I think that we're going to see him maybe cutting back a little on the anti-airs. I think when I whiff some anti-air DPs, you know, that really kind of destroys my mental. I also think that we might see him trying to press a little more because Ruffian was really getting disrespectful on some of the offense. When that Blanca-chan's behind him, you do have to respect it a little, but Ruffian was just really pushing the limits of how much he could get Azan to respect. And, yeah.
Yeah, and you saw what I was talking about again come out with that Blanca-chan setup. He likes to use it to set up throws especially because your eye level has changed and you're not focused on teching the throw because you're expecting to have to block that Blanca-chan or parry it or do something. But Azan able to navigate the storm quite well, takes the first round of the second game, perfect parries that Blanca ball, and it is Ruffian trying to find a way off the back foot.
Yeah, I've got to say, these Blanca balls really are working out. Azan is just doing an incredible job of getting those drinks built, and he just needs to take those drinks and punch Ruffian in the face with them a little more.
Yeah, but right now you get yet another throw from Ruffian. Is he going to go for another one? He doesn't. He backs off a little, but that is a very strong, dangerous element of Ruffian's game. Once he gets you down, he's very good at setting up those meetings, that OP throw situation. But here we go, as Azan probably going to put himself up a game with this level 3.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Azan is just making it abundantly clear that he has done the research, he's studied this matchup. Using that crouching medium punch to check the Blanca ball is an amazing option, because if Ruffian tries to do the light one, it's getting hit. And if he tries to do the heavy one too, crouching medium punch is disjointed enough to teach him a lesson or two and get him 2 or 1 drinks.
Knew that throw was coming too, so he baits out the whip and punishes it, drives Ruffian straight into the corner, and Ruffian having a hell of a time getting out of it. And we've talked about matchup knowledge. When's the last time you see a Jamie in rank, right?
Absolutely. And oh man, I cannot believe Ruffian is still teching. Oh, Ruffian's just playing like a dog on defense. let's see if he's willing to get a little more patient in these next rounds, because Azan is just punishing him with solid throw loops.
I have commentated Ruffian matches a lot, and I am not used to seeing him get smothered like this. What do you think he could do differently to adjust to what's really an entirely new Azan? Azan's playing like he gave his older brother the controller.
Like, he needs to stop teching. Azan keeps doing that instant air dive kick on offense and shimmies on offense. And Ruffian just is so scared to take the throw. You gotta take some throws against Jamie.
Yeah, that might be the key here, as you know, sometimes you do need to take it, like taking a pitch in baseball, and Azan just creating so much distance. Here comes the Blancachon setup, gets on the other side of him, gets a side switch into a back throw, goes for his super. Isn't going to do a lot of good. That's a lot of blocks going. Forces him into burnout towards the corner, but interrupts with a super of his own. And what a way to put himself a game ahead. That is going to be 2-1.
Oh man, Azan is just playing absolutely incredibly, and I really love seeing players like this who are just so good, and then you can tell they don't play rigged at all. You know, Diamond 5, I know he did his placement matches and was like, wow, I'm never doing this again. And I have so much respect for that. I think Azan is just performing terrifically right now.
Absolute masterful Jamie play here, and we've talked about how lower tier characters have had renaissances. Jamie has gotten a lot of love in recent patches and online from streamers and in brackets.
One thing I'm really liking from Ruffian is you don't see a lot of Blancachons using Blancachon in mid-screen that often. I see a lot of Blancas who are like, I've got my $3, I'm saving them for the corner, but Ruffian has no such problems with just spending them, and I love that.
He'll treat Blancachon like a line in the sand and force you to reckon with it. He'll force you to cross that Blancachon and risk getting caught between him and it in some kind of setup, cross-up situation. But right now, obviously, no Blancachons ready or waiting. That level 1 is there for Azan if he wants it. 4 drinks are there. He's not ahead in the drive gauge, but ahead on health, and only needs one good interaction to put himself on set point. Look how cautiously Ruffian is playing. He's been conditioned to be reluctant to press anything.
Oh, I think what's going on here is he's got the life lead. Ruffian has to come to him, and Azan has shown you can't just approach Azan. You can't just use a Blanca ball recklessly, because he is ready with that perfect parry. He's ready with that crouching medium punch. He is ready to show you what is what, although he's also ready to show you how he's going to escape the corner, I hope.
Yeah, doesn't quite escape the corner, but eats a lot of punishment. Is Ruffian and actually driven back and back and back. Goes into the corner, tries to walk out of it, has level 3 ready. Might need it to reset this momentum a little, because Azan's on set point and not looking in his rearview mirror at all.
I am absolutely loving the way Azan is using standing jab here. It feels like so many of them are connecting in spots where I'm like, what? Jamie's standing jab hits there? And I think it's important to remember that move is monstrous and it's big reward. And Azan has been doing his research. So let's see if that standing jab will help him here.
So far, it hasn't, because Ruffian's done a great job of taking back the momentum. But now Azan gets a good combo up, has 2 drinks, has critical art ready if he wants it, though. That's a full super gauge at any level he wants. Here comes level 3, might be level 2, and just not going to be able to do much with that. You know, Ruffian weathers the storm, gets out of danger, has Blancachon going, but Blancachon's parried. Grotech comes in, another Blancachon comes out, and that one gets him!
Oh man, great use of the Blancachon, but I also have to say I really like that level 2. The Blancachon was coming right at him, he's like, what am I going to do to get around this? And it didn't quite work out, but he used that Odi Bakai to go right through it, and even though it was blocked, he had the level 2 to make it plus. Just really interesting plays showing he studied this matchup for sure.
Absolutely did, and right now he's trying to bait us on into pressing something he shouldn't. He tried to get him to overextend. Drive rushes in, gets caught, and here comes the super from Ruffian, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what Ruffian was looking for. Gets the grab off, tries to get right in his face for some free Oki. Not quite able to get some punishment going, but that is a lot of attacks coming Azan's way, and beautiful defensive responsibility. Not to get caught by any of them, but you can't block forever.
Yeah, even if you have that patience against the Blanca level 2, it's so hard just to not watch half of your health slip away through your hands like sand. Although that is what I like to call a whiff punish. Holy moly.
Yeah, Hassan's whiff punishes are unreal, as is his ability to force the press when you shouldn't. Right there was an example, and is he going to take the set? Ruffian keeps himself alive a little longer. It's the next interaction to decide if we see a next game, or if that's the end. It's the end. Hassan wins off that dive kick.
Just coming down to an absolutely insane scramble, and Hassan.
Before we go straight into the next one, Luke on Rookie on Luke, Pilot versus Vehicle against Sevens with Terry. What do you think of Luke versus Terry?
Well, I think, Terry's gotten some important buffs, but I still am a bit of a Terry down player. I think that, in a lot of ways, Terry struggles with what Luke can do. And, I think we're going to see that in a lot of ways, Luke's low-key just better Terry. But let's see, because the skill gap can absolutely make up for the character one.
It absolutely can. It comes down to the Pilot. There are no-win matchups in this game, as Sevens is proving, keeping him up in the corner and just bullying Rookie at the moment.
Absolutely. Look at those throw loops. Anyone can throw loop. Anyone can win. But not just anyone can fight their way out of the corner like that. Excellent play from Rookie.
Yeah, right now keeps him up in the corner, blocks that EX rising tackle, and gets a throw of his own to take the first round. But very back and forth action in that first round. Neither of them were completely out. Right now, a bit of a calm opening, bit of trying to bait each other out. The EX rising uppercut is there, gets them a good parries. I was talking up Rookie's ability to consistently parry, and Seven's not far behind him with that defensive responsibility. Tries a few jump overs, drive rushes straight into the grab, and right now, Rookie just trying to keep him on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, one really nice thing I've been seeing from Rookie that I am very much appreciating is the use of that forward heavy punch. Because that is a normal that in past seasons has been really outclassed by crouching medium punch and his standing heavy punch. But in its latest patch, it actually got its range buff. So it's kind of a monster normal now, and Rookie's not sleeping, using it to get in and get those throws.
Yeah, and both of them have level 3, which is a dangerous situation to be in, especially when Rookie's so low on drive, when they both are, really. But Rookie now in burnout, gets caught coming down, a little too greedy with that rising uppercut, still in burnout, gets punished and driven across the screen, and Sevens with his first round. A very, very back and forth opening to this set.
And Seven's showing there, he knows the new combos. He's 2100 MR for a reason. If that one hadn't killed, he could have gone for the second level 1 for the sauciest combo ever. And I hope to see some more Terry sauce, because when Terry gets those optimals, it is awesome.
Yeah, Rookie pressed first in this little dance in neutral, gets a punish counter going, forces him into the corner, and sets up his own super, almost misses it from juggling Sevens too high, but the hitboxes line up just enough for him to deal a heaping helping of damage, and Sevens knocking on the door of burnout.
Yeah, I actually appreciate you mentioning that, because that's one of the other little micro buffs that Luke got last patch. He actually got the height on his level 3 increase, specifically in that cancel, from light knuckle into super. So, if it worked, it should be totally consistent from here on out.
Yeah, I'm sure Rookie's very happy about that little buff, because that saved him a very embarrassing whiff and a very embarrassing punish. Both of them playing well in neutral and very willing to reset into neutral. Neither of them are just pressing to press, as Sevens eats a lot of damage straight through Rookie. Gives him the damage, I should say. I suppose he's eating in the sense that he's eating off Rookie's plate.
Oh no, that was brutal. That was brutal. I really thought that was going to be a game-ending level 3, but what we're seeing here is Terry Zoki off of critical art just isn't that good. He has to spend a lot to get back in, and the situation isn't that awesome.
Yeah, not a good situation to be in, but both of them very good at parry. Rookie wins the parry war and gets a lot of early damage, sets up that throw beautifully. Drive rushes for some Oki, but it's tech. Seven saw that coming, more parries coming from him. Gets the Buster Wolf going, blocks the rising uppercut, and that's a habit of his. You see that when he calls out that rising uppercut, he blocks it almost every time. Rookie's not having a lot of luck.
Absolutely, I'm noticing that too, and Sevens is really showing that they can keep cool under pressure. Like when Rookie whiffs that shoulder tackle in that combo, that +7 is so scary because that is a meaty crouching medium punch that is somehow even more plus than normal. So Rookie knows his stuff, and Seven knows what Rookie's trying to do as well, and this is just as good as it gets.
It's another reason the mental stack in this game can get so overwhelming, because it's a big game of I know, you know, I know, you know, and whose knowledge is going to end first, whose mental arms race is going to give out first, and just keeping all those little micro decisions and calculations in check is so hard to manage.
And one thing I've been seeing Sevens doing that I think is really interesting to add to that mental stack is using some raw crack shoots in neutral to get around those fireballs the Rookie really likes to throw. This is a great combo, by the way. Big damage.
Oh, big indeed. Not quite enough for the kill, but Sevens isn't complaining. You know, it gets him straight into that corner, doesn't let him out of it, and only a little health left as Rookie is heading towards burnout. Has level 2 if he wants it, but only one little mistake away and has so much health to make up for. But here we go! Beast mode is blocked, and we go into a tied up set for game 3.
We're just seeing how oppressive those fireballs into walk-in can be. It's just so scary when you see the OD fireball going across the ground and you're standing there on a pixel of health. Like, what do you even do there? Great OD burn knuckle to get him to the corner.
I've talked about their defensive responsibility and how neither of them are overextending and pressing just to press. And you see that a lot with Sevens, who is being very cautious and keeping himself in a position where he can defend against sudden reversals from Rookie. Can't stop that one, but through the set, it has been keeping him alive.
Totally. And we're also seeing that was a beautiful combo from Rookie with the side switch. And making use of that buff DDT damage, that is going to hurt.
Ends up on the same side he jumped in from. Not quite a true cross-up, but Sevens isn't complaining with all that damage or the ability to keep Rookie in the corner. Backs off a little to restore neutral, gets another power wave going, uses that little burn knuckle to force a stance switch. I don't know what I'm talking about there, but gets caught on those fireballs, and Rookie shows he's still in this set.
Just absolutely coming down to a scramble there, and man, those situations can get sticky, and that's just how it is in tournament. We're seeing Rookie ended up being the one who is better able to keep cool and keep calm under that pressure, and it's translating over into the next round. Seems like Sevens might still be a little flustered.
Yeah, right now trying not to play flustered, that's for sure. Uses the knuckle to get through. Gets a stance switch, but a side switch, that's not going to do him any good, though. And that is a free ticket to Memphis as we have another tied set.
Oh, absolutely. This is a really close set, and I think that we are seeing, to a certain extent, you know, these players are so equal in caliber, and Luke, I think, is doing a lot for Rookie. This character is just capable of so much right now. And especially with the side switches that Terry doesn't have easy access to, it's paying off.
Yeah, and I don't know what the thinking was with that rising tackle, because Rookie read that like a book and was ready to punish it. But, you know, Seven's not having a lot of luck getting out of the corner. He's expecting a rush in that's not coming. You get the drive rush to set up the grab, keeps him in the corner, and reads the cross-up attempt from miles away to put himself on set point.
Yeah, I'm just seeing so many attempts from Sevens to jump out of the corner, and it's just not working. Rookie's anti-airs are so locked in. I think Sevens needs to stay a little more grounded. That's where they're really exceeding.
Yeah, showing some luck with that now, but eats that EX rising knuckle, blocks the drive rush attempt, but takes another rising knuckle for his trouble. Rising tackles here, finally gets some extra good out of that move. Drive rushes in while Rookie is in the middle of his blocking animation. And here we go!
Oh yeah, that is an absolutely ball-busting DI to counter. You gotta go into the super, and you can't really expect anyone to do that, especially in an online event.
Absolutely. I mean, not only your reactions and your matchup knowledge, but your connection. What if some lag happens? What if a little frame drop happens and you might just lose the entire thing? But right now, Rookie playing like he's got a NASA supercomputer.
Absolutely. Sevens was like, I'm feeling like starting the round on half health. What do you think, Rookie? And Rookie was amenable to that idea. We're seeing the crack shoots coming out though again. Really good from Sevens.
Yeah, both of them on set point, very, very evenly matched. Both of them in burnout, trying to climb out of it. Rookie gets out. Level 3 comes out for 7, and that's a lot of damage. We'll see if that gets anywhere. That's not going to kill, of course it isn't, but it does put Rookie in burnout, and Seven's a lot closer to recovering from it. That's a painful combo. Not going to get the stun. Rookie stays alive, stays in this, gets a throw going, forces him back towards the corner, restores neutral, blocks the power wave, and tries to back off a little. He's coming out of burnout, still alive. Is this going to kill? It is! Rookie with the win.
I genuinely have no idea how Rookie survived that. Definitely been there, although I am using a prehistoric laptop right now. So it's going to be solo Kobolds going into this game.
No, it isn't.
Oh, no, it isn't. You're back. Couldn't let me get all the glory.
Alright, so far you can see what I was talking about with Liquid's distance control. Keeps him on the other end of these fireballs. Azan very consistent with parrying them, getting them almost every time. Steadily coming in and coming into Liquid's range, but ends up driven back again, and he's worried about getting caught on those stretchy normals.
Yeah, I think he just tried to whiff punish one of those normals with the crouching heavy punch. That's a bald move, and if it worked, it could lead to some crazy damage. Because if he gets that, he can drive rush cancel and then do forward heavy kick. And let me tell you, it's smart.
Finally gets in on Liquid, puts up a lot of damage, but backs off, probably anticipating some kind of mix-up, much like this. I was talking about the Yoga Flow into Yoga Teleport, likes to use that to throw you up and mix you up, and right now, back to the same old business, using the long normals to push Azan back, and then keeping him on the wrong end of these Yoga Fireballs.
And I've got to say, using the jumping heavy punch to convert off of that air OD fireball and get out of the corner, that is nefarious business. I did not know Dalsim could do that. So, looks like we're all learning something, and Azan is learning a lesson about, yikes, pain.
That's for sure. Yeah, he's learned something, all right. It's probably how not to fight Dalsim at the rate he's going. And we're coming up on time, getting close to the end of the round one way or another. And you were talking about preventing him from drinking. Azan's only got the one drink to his name.
Yeah, I think this matchup's really rough, especially considering Jamie's whole thing is he has to give up Oki to get drinks. But giving up Oki against Dalsim, like, are you sure you want to be against neutral, against this monster?
Yeah, especially because Liquid won last time out. He won the last monthly bracket. So this is somebody who's very used to the pool that is 9MOONS. He's used to swimming in this shark tank and being the last shark in the water.
Totally, although we do see Azan manage to get a cheeky drink off there and almost gets that forced knockdown conversion, but that OD fireball says no thank you. I would like to get out of the corner and keep zoning you now. Please.
Yeah, Liquid's just so good at getting away from pressure, at getting back to these neutral restoration moments where you can't really consistently get in on him. And unless you have a way to keep him from squirreling away, it's going to be a long night at the office for you, and not in a good way.
Yeah, totally, and looking how this neutral's being played, I think I messed up earlier. There's no way that Liquid say please and thank you when he's doing this zoning. He doesn't care about what you think. You're not getting in.
Yeah, I think this is against a few rules of etiquette at family dinners or at Street Fighter 6. Catches the jump in way in advance. Both of them have level 3 and similar amounts of drive. Might not matter. Sets up the command grab. Puts Azan in burnout and has a fireball ready. Not quite able to land it. Uses the teleport cross up. This time Azan's red and he's getting right in Liquid O's face. But Liquid gets away with the teleport.
Yeah, I've got to say, Azan might be losing right now, but I think Azan's showing some great matchup knowledge. Managing to trade with the teleport light kick and then still get the conversion after the anti-air jab. It feels like Azan has done some prep for this battle, even if it might not be going according to plan. So I just want to give him his fair shake there.
You know, to borrow a famous saying from Mike Tyson, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And right now, Azan's definitely eating a 5-finger discount straight to the kisser.
Absolutely. Manages to get one drink in, but will he be able to get any more? And will it matter? Although, that one drink I think does definitely matter because those dive kicks and some of the few sources of damage that he's been managing to get. That is brutal. That is a brutal perfect parry.
Yeah, another mix-up with the teleport, but this time Azan ready for a dive kick straight over Liquid O. Do you think he was going for the side switch there, or was that more he hoped to do some damage and whip?
I think that had to be a whip. I don't think that was intentional. I think that we are also seeing Azan showing Liquid some respect in this neutral. Like, if you looked at the other matchups, he was taking a drink after that light DP, but here, no, he doesn't want to play neutral any more than he has to.
Yeah, understandable with how good Liquid is in neutral. That's definitely his domain, and he's in a sticky situation in this corner, gives up his first round of the set, and if I'm Azan, I want to pick up the tempo. I want to play faster, more in-your-face, smash-mouth Street Fighter, because Liquid thrives when he's able to slow things down.
I think we're seeing here some really excellent whiff punishes from Zahn around these long normals with the crouching medium punch. I think he should be fishing just a little more for those crouching heavy punches and standing heavy kicks to really get that momentum going. But man, it is suddenly looking oppressive, especially considering he managed to punish that drive reversal earlier, which is something that other opponents of Liquid have been unable to do.
He's also getting good at reading those teleports and reacting to them and punishing them. But the thing is, you can't punish everything forever. You can't, even if you react perfectly to something, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out for you. And here we are again in the same familiar position, here in the old song and dance 4 drinks, but stuck on the other end of Liquid's long-range neutral game.
Yeah, I've got to say, I am impressed that he managed to get to 4 drinks. He's really been sneaking them in a lot more audaciously than in the earlier games. I think he's figuring out Liquid O's strategy of staying really far away does give him some opportunities on that front.
Yeah, the question is, can he do anything with those 4 drinks? Sure, he's got enough, and those parries are coming out on the fireball, but Liquid's doing such a great job of maintaining his distance. Uses another teleport to get the mix-up, but he's caught a little too close, and here comes the super, and Azan might be putting a game on the scoreboard at this rate.
This is not going to kill, but the situation afterwards is certainly not going to be too shabby. Goes for the cross up low, but Liquid has played these games before and isn't willing to get mixed by anything.
Yeah, manages to get sneaky out of the mix-up, forces him back into burnout, and here comes the super for his trouble, but that's all blocked by Azan. A big amount of chip damage. Walks
3
in behind
seconds
the
left.
Oh, you're right. About to time out Liquid. Not how he wants this game to go, but doesn't have a choice.
No, the timer doesn't go down during super, so he used the level 1 at the last possible moment.
You're right. I called that wrong, everybody, and Liquid with a hell of a timer. He caught even me off guard. But hey, no one is perfect except the big one in the sky, am I right?
Absolutely, and although I think Liquido might be gunning for it as well, because that knowledge of the way the timer worked and how to really catch Azan off guard when he thought he was home free, that blew my mind. How do you do that? I guess it's experience with timing people out.
A lot of that is experience and character knowledge and matchup knowledge, and I think what you see is that Liquid is very calm and commits to his game plan. You can't get him to stop playing his brand of Street Fighter 6. You can't bring him out into waters where he starts just pressing buttons. He's sticking to what he knows and owning that skill.
Oh, but when you're playing Dalsim and you're cornered by Jamie with drinks, manages to get out, but just barely escaping with his life.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a scary situation to be in, and he did a great job of maintaining enough calm to get out of there without taking more damage than he had to. A pretty commanding life lead, blocks his entire string except for the air-to-air, which Azan must have known he was trying to jump out of that.
Yeah, man, that drop level 2 combo was really big. Liquido managing to just about lose the game. I believe this will kill. But that drop level 2, I think that was the start of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets thrown into burnout, but not willing to give up the pressure. And who blames him as he gets the kill off the classic fireball jump, tying up the set.
Just excellent job here from him, especially around those drive reversals. That drive reversal that probably would have spelled the end of his round.
Probably would have, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and Liquido going back to his gameplay. Back to this plan of keeping him on the wrong end of the stretchy normals, floating up to avoid some jump-ins, and, got the anti-air ready for him. And you gotta wonder if at some point he needs to mix up the recipe.
Maybe, but I think this is where Liquid O has the most fun. I think even if this wasn't optimal, he'd still do it. I think he's having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, this is very typical Dalsim play, and he's very good at playing typical Dalsim. Keeps him up on the other end, and Azan having a lot of trouble getting in right now, but might have had a free ticket in as Liquid O goes for a teleport mix-up. That is not working out for him.
He's already got his second drink. I think that first drink is the most important, but after the second one, it really starts getting scary. His offense is going to be super strong if he can land a hit. Let's just see if that dive kick can close it out for him.
Didn't need the dive kick. He drive rushes straight in, puts himself in burnout, eats a punish counter for his trouble, and Liquid O restores some momentum. And look at that. Catches him between the teleport and the fireball. Not going to matter in the long run because look at all this free damage he got. But that was some real good thinking from Liquid O.
Oh, but man, Liquid O showing still got some fight in him for sure with that shimmy. That was an excellent float heavy kick. That's going to do a lot of damage, although he couldn't quite kill.
Yeah, not quite. But, you know, this is a game where anybody can two-touch you, where any one interaction can be what seals the deal. But a beautiful tech throw, not going to matter. That crouch jab is right there for Liquid O to bring himself up around.
Yeah, the drive rush back medium punch is going to just barely stop Liquid O from getting timed out. And that timer really seems like his greatest enemy right now.
Absolutely, and Liquid O very good at playing to the clock. He's very good at doing enough that you have to rush, that you have to have that in mind. And, I mean, how often does a game in Street Fighter 6 go down to timeout? You're not used standing up in that situation.
Absolutely, especially with a character like Jamie. Jamie's supposed to be fast-paced, you know?
Yeah.
And I bet Zahn doesn't have too much experience with that timer.
Yeah, but right there, you know, he faked out Liquid O, who was expecting a jump in, goes for an anti-air, and eats a whole world of punishment for that mistake. You really can't just press a random button like that in Street Fighter 6.
And I've got to say, Azan did an absolutely incredible job of taking that super gauge advantage that he was at, or that super gauge disadvantage he was at going into the round. He was down 1.5 bars and just turning it over. He spent a bar, he still has 2 3/4 bars. It's not looking good for Liquid O compared to how it was looking at the start of that last round.
Yeah, but he does still have that level 3 if he wants it. If he finds a good opportunity to use it, Azan takes the chance to get a drink in and drives Azan back. He has the teleport mix up. This time it worked out for him. And here comes the level 3, just like I said.
Absolutely, this is going to be great. Azan's going to have to worry about going into burnout here. And if he can survive this without going into that burnout, it's good. Otherwise, this situation is not too great.
Yeah, not great indeed. Restores neutral yet again, gets back onto the other end of the screen, and that burnout is costly for Azan, who's not playing like he's burned out, that's for sure. Not turtling up, not playing afraid, gets knocked back for his trouble though, and we'll see, he gets another drink in. This time, jumping might be costly. That teleport might have been a bad play. We'll see. Can Azan make him pay?
We're definitely seeing Azan start to feel the heat though, putting himself into burnout with a failed drive rush. Didn't have quite enough. Oh man, it's just not enough to beat Liquid O, and that is gonna be Liquid O taking the game.
Keep himself in the winner's side. So we'll see what adjustments he can make. Right now is a good one. That was a good way to skip the neutral phase that Liquid O likes so much.
And man, look at how much that hurts. 2 drinks and almost his optimal combo starter. This is bad for Liquid O. Let's see if he can make this comeback. Oh no. Oh,
not able to force him away. He can't get him back. And that was a perfect KO from Azan. That is the kind of whirlwind pressure he needs against such a calm, collected defensive player like Liquid O.
Absolutely. Liquid O seems like he's got a composure of ice, but ice melts eventually. Nobody can withstand Azan's pressure forever.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that favors the rushdown, that favors the high-pressure situation. Interrupts the drink, though. Goes for a yoga float at an inopportune moment. Not sure what the thinking was there. Restoration of neutral, he does have a bit of a life lead. They're both on level 2. Full drive gauge, if Liquid wants it. Has a lot of room to work with here, but seems content to just keep him on the end of these long neutrals and fireballs.
I've got to say, Azan keeps getting incredibly close to these crouch heavy punch whiff punishes. It's not quite finding them, but I wouldn't be surprised if before the end of the set we saw something incredibly hype involving a punish counter crouching heavy punch.
Wouldn't be surprised. Blocks the dive kick, but gets caught again going up into that yoga flow. Not sure what the thinking was there. I think he's feeling a little desperate for a way to crack the shell because Azan's defense has been very good this round. He's been doing a great job of blocking everything that Liquid throws at him. And sometimes he's caught in that animation and he's caught on frame disadvantage. But then you see an interaction like this and the set is tied up yet again. Look how back and forth this has been.
It's really, you know, they're both showing they are the pinnacle of their character. And Azan manages to whiff punish there, not with the crouching heavy punch, but man, Azan really has this momentum going into this final game.
Yeah, and I mean, Liquido must not be expecting this, both because he won last time out, and because for a long time, Jamie was so bottom one that, like, literally nobody was playing him. So he's been getting a lot of love lately. He's gotten some buff. He's getting more attention on the tournament scene. And you have to wonder if Liquido has even played many Jamies in his career.
Yeah, but I've got to say, the timing on those perfect carries has been consistently awesome. That punish counter sweep really sets up his best offense. And even if it gets him hit by an ODDP, that drive gauge is what he's gunning for.
Yeah, that is absolutely what he's gunning for, but right now not having a lot of luck with it. It is Azan controlling the pace of this final game.
Man, keeps getting hit out of the sky with that standing jab. This is going to finish him off.
Azan putting himself on that point, and what a way to do it. 3 drinks down the hatch, and zero, has 0 on the super meter, but that's about to change with another parry to get level 1. Full drive gauge just went down a little off that block, but he is closing the gap with a clarity.
Man, it really seemed like Liquido had complete control of the situation at the start of the set, but Azan just had to take some gamer subs or something and lock in because, man, this is looking so good for Azan.
Yeah, and, speaking of looking good, I'm sure we've got plenty of Maturino codes still in that pot, still ready to redeem for whoever comes out on top of this incredible set of Street Fighter. Go show your appreciation, because as Liquido has level 3 ready, if he gets the chance to use it, I don't think you're going to want to let this kind of skill go unrewarded.
Think like Liquido. 25 cents might not seem like much, but as you can see, those little hits can really add up over time as Azan is hit down to only 60% of his max health, just one smack at a time.
Yeah, 1 smack at a time, and also winning the super meter war, but right now Azan getting right back in there, and he is on set point. So if he gets ahead in this round, the set is over, and sure trying to close the door. I don't think this super is going to be quite enough, but that is a tall mountain to climb for Liquido on slivers of health. Can he stay alive? He cannot! Azan wins!
Absolutely amazing performance from Azan, and we're just seeing there how...
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't give Aki any room to use her poison, to use her wits, then there's not a whole lot she can do other than use her normal snake kung fu. But what a way to start things off, going straight under the sandblast. The first button rookie presses immediately gets punished.
Yeah, and I would say, even if that Fireball Drive Rush isn't going to be quite as effective as normal, this is one of Aki's even matchups. And I think that, back when Aki first released, back when she was in the trenches, Broski was saying, like, she might not be good, but she is an even matchup against top 1 Luke. So, we're going to see some of those good normal interactions coming in here. Aki controls space against Luke really well, and let's see how that goes.
Yeah, Rookie's having a lot of trouble keeping up. Dropping combos, gets the drive rush in, goes for this bread and butter again. Usually drops this last bit, goes for the shoulder charge. You see him whip it again, not able to keep Flux Waves in the air, and Flux Waves making him pay for it.
Yeah, that whiffed shoulder tackle is actually intentional. Gives him a super scary meaty setup. It makes him +7, which lets him get the meaty crouching medium punch that's extra plus on blocker hit.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. It doesn't really seem to be working for him so much, though. That did make him give up the round, and Flux Wave really just playing an incredibly aggressive Aki so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Flux Wave showing they have what it takes to play defense against Luke, even when Luke is prioritizing Oki. And, Luke can start taking the damage instead of the whiff shoulder tackle, but the Oki from heavy flash knuckle, really subpar. And if Rookie wants to do that, he's going to have to start winning some more neutral interactions.
Yeah, this might be the way in. This might be the ticket. Trying to find a consistent way in past that fireball. But, the classic fireball trap playing out in Fluxwave's favor. Goes for a raw super that gets parried and immediately punished. I mean, this defensive responsibility from Fluxwaves. You can't catch him pressing anything he shouldn't be.
Absolutely. Fluxwaves just checking his approach, too, with that standing medium kick. Really showing why Aki's normals are so great for controlling space against Luke.
Yeah,
we also haven't seen much. Oh, sorry.
Rookie just having so much trouble getting in and staying in, even when he gets these big combos going, and it almost seems like he's playing desperate, trying to just press something that'll hit Fluxwaves.
Fluxwave's also showing, they're aware of Aki's weaknesses in this matchup. They're not going for the fireball drive rush because they don't need it. They can just play slow and methodical and whittle him down with the poison. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, what indeed puts that poison puddle right at his feet. Here comes that combo we've been talking about. Gonna go for that. Doesn't go for the shoulder tackle at all, even with that meaty opportunity, but gets poisoned again, and he's knocking on the door of burnout. Not gonna quite get there before Fluxwaves gets the kill. And Rookie's barely been in this match so far. I mean, it's been all Fluxwaves.
Absolutely, and I think you're right. We were seeing him try something new there with the alternate ender to that combo, but we're seeing it just didn't really work out. It kind of got reset to neutral, and the neutral here is just where Fluxwave shines. We're seeing consistently keeping the drive stage advantage and just getting hit after hit.
Rookie's defense has been suffering too. Usually he's quite good at consistently parrying and countering missed presses, but just not there against Fluxwaves so far. Fluxwaves is kind of teeing off whenever he wants.
Totally, and especially against an Aki who has that poison on you, it's so scary to parry, because what if you eat the punish counter throw? That's going to be so much. And that situation where you could get shimmied while poisoned, that's like the evil hell situation.
That was an interesting interaction, though. Uses that rush in to set up his level 3, and right there, Fluxwaves goes down. Rookie takes his first round of the set. I mean, just a really interesting interaction there, I think.
Yeah, manages to use it all to close out the round, but going into a round with Aki down 3 bars of super. Oh, that's going to be a huge punish, though.
Yeah, let's see what option he goes for. Goes for that missed shoulder tackle into the meaty opportunity. Not able to get a whole lot out of it, though. And that is a lot of parries coming from Fluxwave. Eats a light punch going for it. Bit of a fireball war into center. Sandblast versus Poison Puddle. We'll see what happens here, though. Forcing Rookie back towards the corner. That parry's there. Goes under the Sandblast again. That's been there from Fluxwaves again and again this set.
Absolutely. And we're seeing Fluxwave get a lot more confident with these fireballs, because Rookie is just not showing that he's willing to spend the drive gauge on the OD Sandblast to dissipate Fluxwave's fireballs, and just locking down the matchup one bit at a time.
Forces a return to neutral, but that has been Fluxwave's territory all set. Drive rushes in, whips the grab, and catches him back in the corner. Almost puts him in burnout, juggles him again, puts himself in burnout, goes to his super, and that's going to be enough to kill. Fluxwave's up 2-0.
Absolutely did not have to go for a combo that flashy, but just had to send a message. I absolutely love that. Fluxwave has got the momentum, got the aura. Let's see what they can do with it in this possible last game of the set.
We'll see. Rookie trying to make sure it is not all she wrote and that the fight is not over until that fat lady is singing. I'm not sure if the kids still say that, but right now, who's saying it is Rookie, keeping Fluxwaves in the corner.
Manages to catch him with the crouching medium kick, but we're seeing Aki's crouching medium kick just doesn't lead to anything from far away. And that is one of Aki's weaknesses, the lack of really rewarding long-range lows. And, man, Rookie's taking advantage of it.
Absolutely taking advantage and tries to get right in Fluxwaves' face, but gets a throw for his trouble. Bit of a restoration of neutral. The level 2s are there for both players, and Fluxwaves with a hearty advantage in drive gauge. so plenty of room to work with.
Absolutely. And I think Rookie's been playing very well with the drive gauge, kind of recognizes that going into burnout against Aki is the worst thing that you can do. And playing more scared at lower drives. And that is what you have to do. But also, look at the health bar situation. It leads to this.
Yeah, but that can go away in the blink of an eye, and they both have level 3, which makes it even more volatile. And Rookie is poisoned, gets another throw for his trouble, stuck in the corner, goes for the drive rush combo, not able to get it off, and here he is in the dreaded burnout, which is all Fluxwaves is going to need to put himself on set point.
Oh man, this is really down to the wire. And I think what we're seeing from Rookie here is not enough throws on offense. After he's whipping that tackle, he's going for a lot of meaties. And Fluxwave just isn't teching. I think he needs to start getting a little more greasy with it and getting those throws in.
What do you think of this decision? Just immediately opening up with the level 3 for that party life advantage.
Oh, well, I absolutely think it's a good idea to open up with the level 3. You know, you get all your drive gauge back, and then for the rest of the match, your opponent has to come to you to make up that life lead.
Yeah, Flux was sure not able to adjust because it was fighting on the back foot the entire rest of that round. And now, and now Rookie has taken a game to keep himself in winner's side just a little longer.
Poison, but see how he handles the neutral.
That is how he handles it, and not gonna let the combo drop. Tries to get right in Fluxwave's hitbox. Not really getting much out of that, though. It really doesn't pay off for him. Backs off a little. He is poisoned, and Fluxwave keeps him blocking, keeps him heading back towards the corner, keeps him in there, uses those long-range pokes to his advantage, eats a bit of punishment for himself. Drive rush sets up the throw, and now it's Fluxwave's in the corner.
And we're definitely seeing Luke's above average back throw Oki coming in there. They took care to nerf a lot of the characters' back throw Oki. Oh, awful drop combo.
Yeah, not a great time to drop that. And Fluxwave's paying for it, immediately dropping the round. And you don't want to be Fluxwaves here. So close to closing the door on this, and drops yet another consecutive round. Really has to be thinking behind this controller. How do I get back in this? How do I retain control?
Certainly is up a bar of super though, and this could really hurt.
It could, but we'll see if it does. A lot of things could happen, doesn't mean they will.
Absolutely. Rookie's so low on drive, but this neutral could be a lot worse. Oh, that's gonna be burnout. I think this is the round.
Yeah, this is probably it. That's probably the key interaction. I think you are completely right. You don't want to be in burnout in this situation, especially with so many chip damage opportunities. Weathering the storm admirably, though. Gets out of the corner, sent right back into it, and Fluxwave's back on set points.
And Fluxwave just demonstrating a complete lack of fear around the levels 1 and 2, because so what if they eat a level 1 or 2? Luke's still burnt out, and that's just like free super gauge, and Rookie really recognizing there, being pragmatic, like the round was over, and he recognized that in time to minimize the losses, meaning he gets a 3-bar advantage going into this game.
You know, that's a really interesting point. I don't feel like a lot of players are willing to give up a round, to go, okay, this round's done, I'll come back next one. A lot of people will fight out every single round to the bitter end. So seeing someone hold back a little and conserve their resources for the next one, very interesting approach from Rookie.
Yeah, I think that against a lot of characters, you know, you really do want to fight against fight to the bitter end, because this game can be so explosive. But when you're fighting Aki in Burnout, she's the queen of Burnout for a reason.
Yeah, and the queen of something else, because Fluxwaves put himself up ahead into winner's final to face us.
How good is the designer at weathering this storm? Because once that slow fireball is on the ground, Zangief has to, like, persevere, to put it like that. Yeah.
In neck MMRs too. I mean, 1964 versus 1970, and ranks don't mean a whole lot, but that should tell you that these two are going to be pretty darn evenly matched.
And I think we're already seeing a hint of the designer's attitude here, choosing not to back roll on the ODDP after getting hit by Jury's ODDP. Like, it's only +6 on hit, so if you back roll, you're completely out of there. But if you don't back roll, you just have one more chance to make the opponent guess on their own offense, and that is what the designer is going to be going for in this match.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work out, he can always nerf Jury. But right now, he's playing a lot faster and more confident than against Liquid O, I think. Unfortunately, EC also very fast and confident. Takes the first round in the blink of an eye, that felt like.
That was an excellent play. I think what we're seeing here is how meaningful it is that Zangief can't stop Jury from getting stocks. We saw a 3-stock combo there that really closed out the round. But now we're seeing Jury getting punished for getting a little greedy. And there's just no relenting. Zangief takes so much damage off a couple of hits.
Already has 2 stocks going, goes for the super, but it's blocked, gets sent into burnout for the trouble, has 3 stocks if he wants it. Is he going to have a chance to make that play, though? Especially since the designer has a level 3 in his pocket if he wants it. And also, go ahead.
Absolutely immaculate whiff punishing from Jury here. Just doing an excellent job of keeping the designer's drive gauge on the defensive. And even though they lost, I saw a future where Jury could have won that round very strongly. And I think that, EC's absolutely still in this after that last round.
100% still in this, and you see him trying to get those stocks up. He uses the pinwheel a lot to force the designer away to get some good chunky damage going, force him onto the back foot. The designer's trying to speed up his play. I was talking about this a little last time out compared to how he was playing against Liquid O, where he was playing kind of hesitant and slow and wasn't getting a lot of offense going, and gets those chops off, forces EC back towards the corner, but gets a dry rush. And look at this again. What was I talking about earlier with how good he is at setting up those SPD?
That is so much damage, and I think we're already seeing EC starting to get stressed out fighting against the Geese because I don't think they were ready for the third chop. That third chop target combo totally could have been punished, but I guess it doesn't matter. EC closing it out.
Yeah, manages to seal the deal and close it out. This is somebody who wins tournaments all the time, seems to be everywhere on the online scene. Reads that drive rush beautifully, ducking straight into it and launching into a punishing combo, and might be a little predictable, the designer, with those working off his drive rush. What do you think?
Oh, I think that, Zangief might get a little predictable in neutral, but he doesn't have many options here. I think EC's doing an amazing job of forcing the designer to get a little predictable by really restricting what he can do.
I mean, if he doesn't drive rush in, he has to, jump in. And we saw how well that worked out for him just a minute ago, as EC's already on in his way to taking another round.
EC once again showing amazing control of the fireball there on cornered opponents. Same as in the earlier sets, we're seeing that EC still has their touch. They haven't gotten tired. They're not asleep at the wheel at all. They are full of energy and ready to win this tournament.
Yeah, but still a long mountain to climb. I mean, still in losers top 8 with a lot of people in the way, possibly including whoever wins next between Jewelman and his opponent who's coming up, Sevens. We saw that Terry play. Scary stuff.
Absolutely, and speaking of scary stuff, look at that damage. Thank you for your business.
Oh my goodness, that just sheer punishment. Almost a perfect round. And of course, playing the modern Zangief, those SPDs and those command grabs come out so much more easily.
That was a pretty funny round start. They both went with the drive rush. Oh man. Jury just said my drive rush is better, my jump is better, and check this out, my super is also better. Let's get this lead going.
Yeah, you're right. That super was to prove a point. I mean, dodging the designer's raw super and then setting up a combo where he could finish off with his own, EC was sending a message.
For sure. And just really good awareness there. I think if they had gone for the absolute max damage punish on that level 3 jump, with the forward heavy punch, I think it would have gotten blocked. I think.
Yeah, and very, very good at getting those punishes. Once he gets in and finds a good opportunity, he adds up so much damage so fast that it's really hard to get back in the game.
For sure, but now you're cornered against Zangief. Let's see. Oh man, fumble set.
I told you he was good at setting those up.
Totally. And once again guessing wrong on that crucial post-SPD moment in Oki. And Zangief is just saying, look, you want to perfect me, that's fine, but it's my turn now.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets much out of that turn, though, especially because he's carefully building up stock, finding his openings to do it, going out of his way. And that, he was asking for that SPD. I mean, you stand still in front of Zangief for that long. What do you think is coming your way?
Oh, well, he tried to get the sneaky throw loop off, but what happened was the designer was ready and backdashed it. And when you get your throw backdash, oh, it's rough. It's a rough situation.
Especially against a grappler who can put on so much damage so fast. Aerial SPD, that is the key part of the designer's game. He's on the ground, he's in the air. Those come out whenever he wants them to. And you just have to make sure he doesn't get a chance to press the buttons at all.
Absolutely brutal, especially considering that was supposed to be DC's offense. DC was like, I'm going to do a little offense, and the designer was like, I designed you. I know you're going to jump. I know you're going to jump on your own offense, and I'm going to get you.
Yeah, knows all the frame data because he's the one who put it in the game.
Getting that all-important drive rush check all the way to the corner. Oh, that's a really important ODDP, I think.
It was. And that is one heck of a way to start the show. Force him back towards the corner. Gets some chops in. Waits for the neutral. Jumps over the drive rush. Not sure if that was a whiff that just happened to work out or if he saw that coming. But EC doesn't want to give him the chance to capitalize. That's for darn sure.
Being very liberal with the spending of these stocks here because, you know, EC knows they can just get more. And that's making the offense so powerful here. But also, seems like EC's a little scared to set up the fireball in neutral because they know that Zangief can use that forward heavy kick to go right over it.
Yeah, but he also knows how far ahead he is in this set, so he's not too worried about giving up some momentum here and there, losing a few exchanges, and that is one heck of an exchange he lost. But the designer's doing good at not getting caught coming in. He's trying to weather the storm of burnout, and Easy comes in through the fireball and manages to... Oh, let's see where this goes. That is going to take the round, and Easy thought that was his. What a steal from the designer.
Oh man, amazing play from the designer there for sure. That level 2 might have 18 frames of startup, but they are all invincible, and Jury's level 1 just isn't going to be quite enough to beat through that.
Yeah, what timing there to know when to use that, when to pick the time to hit that button. The designer doesn't just know the toolbox, he knows which tool is best for the job when.
Oh man, interesting anti-air, managing to stop the designer from jumping from far away. It feels like the designer doesn't have a ton of options in neutral, so each of his options, EC is able to respond to immaculately, or when EC's performing well, that is. That was rough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not so sure about Immaculate because now the set is tied up, and this feels like a new designer. He has completely changed his approach to this matchup, and I think EC is playing on the back foot now.
Yeah, I definitely feel similar to the game where Dalsim got sent to losers because the start was just so dominant for EC, but the designers found that offensive whirlwind pressure flow.
Yeah, part of it too is that EC keeps backing off to build up stocks, but I think that pattern's getting a bit predictable, and the designer is starting to know when that moment is coming and really just be ready for the next interaction.
Absolutely, and that is a huge drive impact. It's going to give great Oki there.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight into SPD from the drive rush to put himself on set point. And what have I told you about the designer being so good at setting that up?
You're right. If anyone knows how to use that SPD, it's the designer. I've seen a lot of Zangief who prefer to use Zangief's big normals, but no, the designer's here to grab.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for multiple schools of thought on how to play a grappler, but these grabs keep coming out, and I'm sure some of this is the modern control scheme. It's so much easier to throw them out, but the designer is showing a lot of knowledge of how to properly set them up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth noting here that the designer is not using modern controls to do these SPDs. Most of them are heavy or light, and you can only do the medium on modern, and like that was a modern one. You can tell that the damage was like noticeably lower. Like,
Yeah.
the designer has the option to do them, but does not now.
Oh,
Does not have
oh, the loyal fans are coming out, saying the designer's name, and that's going to be the set. Goodbye, EC.
Absolutely amazing performance from both players. EC showing how they have the capabilities
To see and find out heading into Coliseo to do our business here in Losers Top 8. Both of them determined to keep on going ahead. One more match before one of these two is heading home.
for sure. Oh, an absolutely great perfect carry. Gonna go for the corner carry route, but just about drops it. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and right now a command grab from Sevens, who is in control of the pace of this first round for sure. Keeps Juman in the corner, shimmies away from that grab, keeps him up in the air, gets the rising tackle, and sets up a meaty grab. And this has been all Sevens so far. Juman not really getting a lot of in all that round.
It has indeed. Sevens just about missed that opportunity to kill him for jumping out of the corner, but 5 seconds later, it did not matter. Just showing great control of the neutral, great control of the offense. Although, oh, that's a scary punish counter throw that Jewelman really loves to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was thinking with that EX headbutt. Just sent himself into the corner and gave up his back for this critical art from Sevens, who's just enjoying the chance to put on the hurt and maybe blow off a little steam from how his last match went.
Yeah, absolutely a horrible moment for Jewelman, but that level 1 was exactly what he needed to avoid going into burnout.
Yeah, manages to get the cross up too, gets the butt drop going, goes for another one and another one. You can't go to the well that often or the water's gonna run dry.
Yeah, wow, that was down to the wire. I thought that Jewelman had it for sure, but no, Seven saying, you can't just come back on me that easily, and great counter drive impact too.
You know, whoever wins this match is facing Liquid O in Loser's Quarter. If you're Liquid O, which player do you think you prefer?
Oh, if I'm Liquid O, I feel like Jewelman has an X factor about him. I'm never willing to count Jewelman out of a round. I think that Sevens is a very solid player. But if I was Liquid O, I would rather fight Sevens because I would rather have, like, the consistently good Terry to the possibly, like, insane Honda.
Yeah, because Julian, you're right, I think, has a lot of moments in his tournament run so far where he suddenly goes Super Saiyan and he's playing like a completely different person and brings the level of competition up to insane levels. Look at this crush into the corner, keeps the juggle going, catches him on the top of the sumo headbutt, and Sevens is just turtling up, looking for his chance to get out, which might never come.
Yeah, really interesting to see a Honda player setting up a safe jump. That was very cool. But this is gonna kill. He's done for. Level 2 too.
You're right. Absolute domination as Sevens goes up 2-0, and potentially 2 rounds away from facing Liquid O, the returning champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think Liquid O, if I was Liquid O, you know, personally, I would never test Liquid O's like fundamentals. And I feel like Sevens is gonna have to go up against the fundamentals of Liquid O with the fundamentals-based playstyle. And I think Jewelman has the X Factor playstyle a lot more. So I think Liquid O is probably smiling and grinning right now out there.
We'll see. I mean, that was one hell of a round to send a message from Juman that he is not out of this yet. And Liquid O cannot relax, cannot get comfortable sitting in the top slot of Loser's Quarters. EX headbutt to cross the distance, gets his back up against the corner. That's a lot of hands to throw in. Goes for the jump, but not able to get the combo continued. Gets countered with the throw into the corner. And right now, bit of a restoration neutral. Parries the headbutt, sends him back. Much more damage coming his way, but the shimmy is there for Jewelman.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, that was an excellent backdash from Jewelman. The throw loop had the potential to be absolutely devastating, but managed to avert catastrophe and start that butt-slamming loop that Jewelman loves so much.
Yeah, enough that it takes him the first game. That command grab breaks Seven's back and keeps Jewelman in the tournament. You cannot count Jewelman out. As you said, he can wake up at any moment.
For sure. Against anti-air, this is going to be big. This is a big throw. Going to get pushed to the corner and just eating that burn knuckle.
Yeah, takes the burn knuckle, sees himself on the wrong end of it. Has a lot of ground to cover, not quite able to cover it. Gets thrown back into the corner, and the punish counter is there to keep him rooted in place. Oh, escapes the throw, gets the counter off the EX headbutt, forces him back in. That parry's ready, not quite going off how it should. Goes for another grab, not able to get it, but the butt slam is there. And that's the thing with Juma too. He won't just do it once, that butt slam. He'll do it again and again until it stops working. But the thing is that his opponents always know another butt slam is coming.
Yeah, I do have to say, props to Jewelman for that cross-up crouching heavy kick. That was sick, where he span around and got him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
And I think that could have been the difference maker, that sick mix-up.
Could well have been, and right now Jewelman not wanting to give up the momentum. Looked like he was going to give up the whole bar and buy himself a ticket out of here, but still in this, still alive. Parries that power wave, gets him knocked back, fights out of the corner, drives him back a little, eats a lot of counters, and Sevens has that level 3 ready whenever he wants it. A lot to be careful with in these next few interactions.
Yeah, and I think we might see another jump out from Jewelman, because Sevens has been getting very greedy when Jewelman jumps out of the corner. He's been going for a lot of throws back into the corner, and we saw Jewelman teching that in the last round, leading to Jewelman winning the round. And I wonder if Sevens is going to start taking the anti-air DP instead.
He might not. His anti-airs are pretty good. You saw that uppercut to put himself on step point when Julian went for yet another butt slam. Might not even need to take your advice to heart. Both of them have level 3 if they want it. Jewelman well ahead in the drive meter conversation. Manages to force his way out of the corner and keep up some pressure. But one well-timed parry is all Sevens needs, and this might be it. That's going to be it. He's going to go ahead to lose his course off this level 3. Good night, Jewelman!
Absolutely beautiful stuff with that perfect parry. Both of them were just perfect parrying each other all over the place. We see these players who have fought with one another so many.
An interesting conversation to be had there about if you want to keep something in reserve for when you need it for those clutch situations, or if you want all your cards at the table from the beginning, falling back on your bread and butters, your perfected strategies, the things you know will work when you need them. And right now, we've seen this combo again and again from Rookie to take the momentum in the first round.
And we're seeing it here. Rookie doesn't really want to be close to the designer. Rookie is going to take the extra damage from the heavy flash knuckle at the end of that combo. Not interested in the Oki. Doing Oki against Zangief is just too scary. Would much rather have the neutral.
Especially as Zangief likes the designer who's so good at setting up that SPD, like I've been talking about every time he's on our screen. And here we go, not an SPD, but a punishing back throw. And now it's the designer threatening to be in control. Right now, hesitating a little in front of Rookie. Gives him an opening. Gets a good counter hit going, though. Rookie well into burnout. Not where you want to be. Here comes the first SPD of the set. And just another one to take the first round.
Oh man, and we're seeing the designer absolutely dominating in this matchup, and it's giving me flashbacks to Season 1, because back at the beginning of the game, Luke and Zangief was just a hell matchup for Zangief, and now it's Zangief's turn to have a little fun in this matchup, although the round started level 3, this is going to sting.
Yeah, Rookie likes to do that, I'm noticing. Spend that level 3 when he's got it. Use it as a way to start off the round with plenty of momentum on his side. And it's a good way to really throw your opponent off, keep them from getting comfortable, mentally put them on the back foot pretty much from the word go. And if you've already given up a round, like Rookie has sometimes in these interactions, it's really a great way to say, I'm still in this thing.
Absolutely, and it does great things for the super meter economy, because he just spent level 3, and look at that, he's already built a whole bar. That's just what you get with Luke, because his Oki from Luke Super 3 is so good on cornered opponents, but yikes, yikes.
Yeah, I mean, the designer just couldn't do much there. Zangief has so much damage and so many ways to get back in, so many little counter or tricks, comeback tricks, but there's only so much you can do with that kind of life disadvantage. Of course, he has his level 2 whenever he wants it. Now it's a
Yeah,
level 3.
totally. And Rookie is going to be looking for the equalizer in the super gauge difference. Still down around half a bar, but oh, that's a lot better than what they went into the round with.
Definitely better, and drops him with this combo again and again, straight into his level 3, a free trip to Memphis that Rookie is hoping will also be a trip out of the tournament for the designer. Oh, that's not going to go anywhere. Not sure what you were thinking there, my friend, but you just gave up the game.
Oh yeah, and we're seeing Rookie's plan is really paying off. By spending that Super 3 as soon as he gets it, he's able to get so many of them. Like, he got a whole Super 3 more than the designer that game, even though the designer did spend a level 1.
I'm not sure if that was coincidence that happened to work out, or if he had a gut feeling that the designer was going to go for his level 3 there.
Oh, it was a read. Once you see that Super Flash, you can't jump on reaction. You have to already be jumping.
Oh, wow. So definitely made the read, but speaking of reading, I mean, the designer just read him the riot act there.
Absolutely, getting the perfect now that we're in the wrestling ring. This is Zangief's arena for sure. Although, looks like Luke has some wrestling moves too that he's ready to show us.
Yeah, I mean, that DDT could come out at any point, that's for sure, and I don't like the idea of getting dropped onto my head.
Oh man, excellent conversion there. The counter hit standing light kick. That drive rush cancel combo into the crouching medium punch only works if you confirm the counter hit. So we are just seeing the designer using that modern extra reaction time to react to everything with the best possible option.
Sets up yet another SPD and straight into another one. I'm noticing he loves this combo. SPD, drive rush, second SPD. It's doing a lot of work for him.
Absolutely, and I'm interested to see if anyone starts matching, because a little known fact is in a lot of situations, you can actually just like mash a button and it'll beat that second SPD. So I'm interested to see if anyone forces him to enforce that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if anyone can do it, I trust Rookie with his general defensive acumen, but that's not what you want to do to continue the combo, and the designer trying to walk him down.
Absolutely tragic whiff as well. The designer showing you're not the only one who can whiff punish. I play Zangief, you know. We do this for a living. To eat these standing medium punches, 3 target combos in a row into the SPD. That is some disgusting offense. He just pressed medium punch 9 times.
I'm starting to understand why people don't like this character.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bit hesitant and neutral, both of them reluctant to press anything. Finally, the designer realizes, you're not going to press anything. I can SPD you. Goes for his favorite combo, but the Rookie jumps out of the second grab and gets set up by the super. That's a lot of hurt.
Absolutely, but it looks like he's lost his level 2 as well, although the Zangief does do more damage and he's still got the drive gauge lead. So let's see if he can make the most of this neutral opportunity. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, definitely sends him back, catches him coming in with another sandblast, and you see the sandblast coming out more. Unfortunately, the designer reading it and gets a kill off one jump in to take another game, and the Rookie has to figure out a strategy here fast. What do you think he can? Never mind. That was the
Overwhelmed. Like, it feels like
yeah.
Rookie is one step behind the designer here. The designer keeps like introducing these new techniques that we haven't seen before, like that jumping medium kick over the fireball. He wasn't doing that until that last game, and I think Rookie just needs to keep up with these adaptations.
Yeah, right now he's doing a good job of keeping the designer from pressing anything, forcing him to turtle off, keeping him on the other end of that sandblast. At the end of the last game, I was talking about that, how the sandblasts are coming out more. Rookie hadn't been using those much, but now he's really leaning on them to set things up. As he sets up the throw off that drive rush, goes for another drive rush throw combo. This time the designer teching it, but still stuck on the end of these sandblasts.
For sure, just showing us, like, you think you have strong fundamentals? Watch this. I'm going to be using only anti-airs, fireballs, throws, and my reversal DP. That was absolutely clean.
Yeah, very clean way to get back in things. But the designer not afraid, not put off, gets the spinning punches, the lariat going. Gets knocked back, drive rush into him, but blocks the combo, sets it up straight into the DP. He goes for another drive rush, doesn't set up the second DP this time, but restoration of neutral, tries to find a way to stay in, throws out a button, gets punished for it. You can't press just to press, not even when you're as far ahead as the designer is. And I think he's maybe getting a little too comfortable, but maybe he's as comfortable as he needs to be. He's on set point. And we'll see if Rookie does what he's been doing. Immediate level 3 to start things off.
That was a tricky situation there at the end of that last round because it was a guessing game. The designer could have pressed jump back heavy kick to try and hit Rookie. But if Rookie had done that DP and the designer had gotten impatient and pressed the jump back heavy kick, it would have connected. So Rookie just ended up losing the guess. But Rookie doing the signature round start level 3, not the only one, trading level 3s. Let's see who comes out on top.
I think Rookie might be ahead on life still, but the designer is very much ahead on drive gauge, and they both have nothing for that super meter. Good parries of the sandblast and trying to walk Rookie down and get him back into grappling range. Here comes a couple chops, tries to drive rush in. Rookie comes out ahead of the drive rush roar for that big bread and butter combos there, but throws the air to air. His SPD forces him back down to ground level. And remember, he's on set point. He only needs one more good interaction to eliminate Rookie.
Oh, that was an absolutely insane back heavy punch, just closing out the round in such a clean way. That is going to do it.
Great way to tie up the set and keep himself alive a little longer. You know, it's how you stay in the game mentally that often matters more than anything else, especially when you're staring down the barrel of tournament elimination like that. Rookie's very good at keeping himself mentally in things.
And looks like the designer wanted to mash on that drive rush, but oh, it doesn't matter. You can get hit a couple times in Zangief. If you got those perfect parry, you are good.
Yeah, drive rushes straight through all of that. The parry's there for Rookie, and a punishing life lead. Whiffs the grab, not able to follow up a promising and beginning to his offense. That super meter's filling up, level 1 already. The designer well ahead in drive gauge. Rookie kind of wastes his, not able to get a lot of effective offense going, and you see him backpedaling a lot. Fighting off the back foot, setting up those sandblasts, trying to keep the designer away, force the designer to rush in, but the designer's happy to do just that. Whips the grab, probably tried to set up another SPD, but he's paying for it. This bread and butter combo comes straight out again into the super, and now it's Rookie on set point.
That is absolutely a tragedy because if the designer hadn't mistimed that SPD just slightly, I'm pretty sure it would have connected and finished things off, and now they are in a precarious situation as Luke starts off the round strong with some throw loops.
Yeah, very, very strong opening, and you see him again backing off, creating a bit of space, daring designer to come in, not pressing irresponsibly. And here we go. Who's coming out ahead of this? It's Rookie who gets the punish counter off, bounces him off the wall, continues the combo, and bit of a rolling thunder, but gets air-to-air SPD. Both of them have level 3. Let's see who's going to break it out. The designer sets up another SPD. Is he going to go for his usual combo? He does. Whiffs the grab, but drive rushes straight into another SPD. This man loves his SPDs, and he goes on to set points. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a round start level 3 from Rookie.
Just goes to show, if you think Zangief's gonna do an SPD, you have to commit. You have to neutral jump so that you can be sure you get that punish and don't get immediately scooped up again.
Here it comes again!
Oh man, here it comes again. It's just so hard to avoid getting hit once by Luke at the start of the round. Let's see if the level 3 trade happens again.
Yeah, we'll see. The designer probably has that idea in his pocket. He's looking for his opening. He's got it! Here comes the level 2, not the level 3. You know, you don't have to smoke the whole pack just because you got it. You just need to do what you need to get that nicotine hit. Don't smoke, chat. Don't. It's a horrible habit. It will kill you. But you know who's doing some killing right now? Rookie.
Absolutely, just going in and out of the corner with both of them. They might not be smoking, but they are on fire. So let's see who is going to come out on top. Who's got a life lead? But it could last for only seconds.
Yeah, but that might be all he needs right now. Keeps him on the other end of these sandblasts. No super meter to speak of. Low on drive, but gets the set off the one rush in he needs. Walk us through that final it's going to be one hell of a match all the same. And I wonder if Sevens is going to be able to catch up with Liquid O's special rhythm.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember here, Terry's fireball is going low across the ground, and Dawson is normally going to be out of the way. So I think we're going to see Terry having a hard time getting in, unless I am mistaken. That is a big hit.
Oh, he's in for sure, but the question is, can he stay in? Right now he can't, but he reads the Yoga Teleport, immediate anti-air uppercut, and driving Liquid back. Eats a dive kick into a long punishing combo and sets up the throw. Liquid O sends him back towards the corner, using those long pokes to keep him in place. Jumps over the knuckle like he saw it coming from the future and forces Sevens into burnout.
And let's just take a moment to appreciate how nefarious Liquid O has been playing. He whiffed that fireball intentionally because he wanted Sevens to try and parry it, trying to avoid that drive gauge loss and then resulting in a punish counter throw. That type of play is the mix that makes Dawson good, but I guess it's not going to be enough for this round.
What do you think happened at the end of that round? Because it kind of seemed like Liquid O froze up for a moment there. Didn't really follow up on his combo or on the crumple state and just kind of gave up the round.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Dawson's a very high execution character, and Liquid O has been playing for a while. I'd imagine they're all starting to get a little tired.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. And if you want to talk to Shin Gi Tai Trinity, mind-body technique, these tournaments can be a very strong test of Tai body. Your mental stamina, the constant drain on your mental stack and mental energy, and the taxing of your central nervous system to run through these brackets. You're talking right, the fatigue is real, and how you manage that to stay fresh through an entire tournament really sets apart the wheat from the chaff, as you put it at the beginning of top 8.
Absolutely. And we're seeing, speaking of being at your physical peak, Terry is in burnout. He is not taking the pressure too well. And looks like he is done. He just couldn't take the heat. And he is too tired to go on as he gets KO'd.
Yeah, right now, Liquid O putting himself on the board. We both, Sevens has level 3 if he wants it, whenever he wants it. The drive meters are about equal. Level 2 for Liquid O, who's doing his trademark, keeping you on the edge of the screen with the fireball. Can't keep him in neutral forever, though. Sevens is the first one in. Backs off a little. Might have been a mistake, because now Liquid O is free to tee off again. But that setup with the teleport after fireball didn't really get him anywhere.
Yeah, that is a tragic time to miss your anti-air against Dawson. But man, this is going to put him into burnout. He's going to have plenty of meters. Sevens is looking tidy here. Oh, it's not quite going to put him into burnout. My bad. But this follow-up might.
I mean, perfectly reasonable to think it might, and that is a perfect read of the teleport. I think Liquid O goes to that well a bit too often. His opponents know that teleport mix-up is coming, and he's going to show up behind them. I think he needs to start, varying it up a bit.
And Sevens is looking incredibly proficient in this matchup. It seems like he knows how to get in close against all these fireballs. He really doesn't care about the zoning. He's going to get in, eventually. He's not going to take much damage doing it.
Yeah, and you need to have a plan for when your opponent does get in if you play a zoner. And usually Liquid O is pretty good at getting out of the fire, but Sevens is just putting pressure on so well.
And look at that, Sevens is calling him out for jumping so much, using the low to catch him holding up. Really clever play.
Good parry from Liquid O, though. Gets a perfect parry, in fact. Blocks the rising knuckle, forces him into burnout again, and drives him towards the corner. Tries to drive rush behind his fireball, but not a lot doing for him there. And Liquid O backs up, uses the knuckle, gets him back towards the corner. Fighting well out of burnout, has level 2 if he wants it, if he needs it. But caught on the Yoga Inferno, the level 1 from Liquid O, who keeps himself alive. You gotta say, for Liquid O, his games are never one-sided.
And Sevens almost perfectly demonstrating why Terry can really put on some serious pressure, even when he's in burnout. But man, burnout against Dawson is just such a rough experience. Even if you get some great offensive plays out, if Dawson wriggles out of your grasp for one moment, it's practically over. And look at that burnout again, forcing him to drive impact. Huge play.
You want to talk wriggling, that was an immaculate escape for Liquid O. Setting up that Yoga Inferno, Sevens has the critical art if he wants it, but I'm not sure he's going to get a chance to use it. Not against defense like Liquid O, perfect job catching him out of the air and setting up that Inferno for when Sevens lands. Just beautiful timing.
Oh man, he's really showing that he knows what to do in every situation. It's not enough for Liquido to make his way out of a situation alive. He has to get a full combo, and he is doing that every single time he gets the chance.
Finding those openings and those opportunities to reverse momentum is really something that sets apart good players from great ones. And Liquid O is just consistently great at finding ways to turn the tables on you.
Yeah, and that's going to be a perfect punish. Although, oh, big drive rush jab. Oh man, he's hitting those perfect parries.
Yeah, neutral jump. I guess perfect parried again. Straight into a throw. Driven back. Fireball to contend with. Jumps over the stretch jab. Not able to really do much as Liquid O. Forced back on the defensive. Forced back into the corner. Tries a yoga float, but he's plucked out of the air. Texts the grab, but he's still stuck in the corner.
Man, Sevens is really not letting him out, and that anti-air might not have done much damage, but it just goes to show it's all about the knockdown.
Yeah, and plenty of knockdowns going. He's going to go for another throw. He's not going to get a chance to, and keeps him stuck in that corner. Not going to need it. Takes the first round.
I'm watching this gameplay. I'm thinking, has Sevens been studying Liquid O's past games? It really seems like he is onto him with the drive reversals, you know? He knows Liquid O's tricks.
I think you're onto something. If he's not familiar with Liquid O himself, he at least knows the character matchup. He's probably run into at least a few Dull teams on the way up here. Has his level 3 whenever he wants it. He's not going to spend it willy-nilly, but it's there in his pocket as he puts himself in burnout to keep him stuck in the corner. Juggle him, bring out the level 3. That should take the game.
Absolutely, just spending it all to be absolutely sure it is all his. As like bang up performance by Sevens, just showing he's not letting he's not getting Dalton. He's not getting Dalton. He wants to stay in this tournament.
Well, you know what they say, 6 is afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9, and 7s is eating up Liquid right now, unless Liquid finds a way back in.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just phased for a moment by that joke.
You know who's not playing face at all, those Sevens, who's going right back to the old punishing combo game, and Liquid O freezes up in the corner for a moment there. He eats a throw for his trouble. He's getting juggled and caught back in there. And that was interesting. He throws out that punish counter early, but Sevens still walks into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just going to show, like, if he was on any character but Dalton, that drive reversal would have worked. Dalton's drive reversal is all he has, but it is remarkably below average in a lot of ways. And that is going to cost him. He manages to block that overhead, unlike a lot of the other ones, but yikes, just getting thrown back into round 2.
Yeah, starts in the round 2. That's not what ideal for Liquid O, but that distance is crossed, and again he calls out the teleport and punishes it. He seems just to be incredibly consistent at calling that out and predicting when it's coming from Liquid O. And right now, he's knocking on the door of taking the game. This is either going to kill or come so darn close it doesn't matter much.
I think it kills.
It does! It does!
Just barely, showing that Terry has that great reward off of the overhead, and showing that Liquid O is going to have to parry a bit more if he wants to avoid these.
You know who's not going to respect it? Fluxwiz, who switches to JP.
Looks like his thing is purple color scheme, and JP definitely is a stronger matchup into Aki than JP, so this could be great for Fluxwave. Let's see.
Yeah, and of course he can switch back if he wants to, but right now a cautious start to the first game. Neither of them pressing much. I wonder if this is a bit of a button test. No, here we go. Now they're warmed up. They were feeling each other out, and that feel out period is over as Fluxwave starts setting up traps.
Gotta say, I love this JP skin. Good choice.
Oh yeah, it's snazzy. I would definitely not mind walking into the nightclub with those studs on.
For sure. Oh man, manages to walk back out of the throw. That is something that a good JP player always does, using those long range normals and walking around to force the opponent to whiff and then punishing brutally.
Yeah, and you were right about JP being a troublesome matchup for Azan and on his Jamie, because Jamie's just having such a hard time getting in. Azan was the top seed going into this tournament, but having a lot of trouble doing anything. Hasn't landed a clean hit on. Never mind, commentator's curse. But that's his first real offense of the set so far.
Yeah, totally. And I can't help but feel a little bad for Azan, you know? He thought he was going to go up against Aki, you know, have a good rushdown versus rushdown game. Nope, you're going up against another zoner. Have fun.
And this is shades of Season 1 because obviously both of these have been in Street Fighter 6 from the beginning. Have to wonder if Azan was quite expecting it. 8 seconds left to catch back up on this life lead. Is he going to manage it? Is he going to get there? I'm not sure he's quite there. He's not! Dropping
that was a really good drive reversal. Even if you had the read, nothing you can do about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Super 1, actually.
But this also means that Azan has to be conscious of Fluxwave's ability to play to the clock, because he knows he's going to get run down again if he gives Fluxwaves too much room. Has to get his drinks in, has to use those opportunities to get in when they're given to him, like this one. Goes straight into his level 2. Can't blame him. And this is much more what Jamie needs in this matchup.
Absolutely. This is the absolute best time for level 2, right at the start of the match. This could be really big. And that is going to do so much damage.
Especially with 4 drinks already in. We'll see if he goes for another one, gets the perfect parry, but still gets hit at the end of it. And of course, Fluxwave has critical art if he wants, if he finds a good opening for it. Jumps in, not quite able to get a cross up, not able to get a lot of meaty going, gets caught in the air this second time. And here comes a super of his own. That is gonna be not very effective, I have to say, as Azan ties up the game.
Absolutely insane blocking from Azan. Azan really just said, you can zone me as much as you want, but don't try to play close to me. If you try to play close, I will annihilate you. I've got to say, I don't even blame Azan for failing to punish that perfect parry. He only had 5 frames to move, and he was out of throw range. He would have had to do standing light kick to get it punished.
Yeah, not able to do much with this perfect parry either. Fluxwaves gets him back towards the wall. It gets a lot of damage going, forces him into burnout, gets a drive rush, forces him up into the corner, gets the stun going, and this is a lot of damage coming Azan's way. And Fluxwaves threatening to take the entire game right now.
Absolutely. Very interesting route here into the level 2. Doesn't quite kill. I think that it seems like Fluxwave isn't quite as comfortable on JP as they are on Aki. Not that it matters, of course. The JP is doing tremendously, and I think that switching was probably the right move. But we are seeing that their combos aren't quite completely optimal.
Yeah, we'll also see he doesn't really order the full menu with the sides and the appetizer and the dessert. He really kind of one and dones a lot with this offense. They're quick moves, they're quick little strings of damage. He's not building up on his offense much. It's very isolated. And I think if Azan can find the links in that chain, he's going to have a lot of luck in this winner's final.
Absolutely. And I've got to say, it's not like I'm surprised he doesn't have the completely optimal combos. You know, knowing that many combos for 2 characters and not just one, it blows my mind some people are able to do that.
Oh, totally. And that is, we were talking mind-body technique. That is so much mental strength. That is so much ability to grind away in the lab and doing replay takeover to find what you could have done differently every interaction. And it's just so much knowledge to hold into your head at any one point. And then you need to factor in needing enough space in your brain for the world outside the game, for remembering to eat and sleep, for knowing how to do your job. And, you know, something's got to give eventually.
For sure, and it seems like what's going to give here is, unfortunately, Azan's tournament run. It is looking super good for Fluxwaves. He manages to force him into burnout and not let him out.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens here. Another drink for Azan, finds a good opening for it, has level 2. And Fluxwaves has level 3, but not known to really rush into his use of supers. He's very conservative with finding his moment to use them, and the question will be, does he end up too conservative and giving Azan too much room to get back into things? Because right now, this round is looking like Azan's.
That was a beautiful amnesia, though. If anything could make him come back, it's that. Let's see how this goes.
We'll see. Another throw back towards the corner. Not all the way in there. Azan has 4 drinks, and that's a scary amount. And he gets a whole lot of punishment going. Sways back away from that jab. and not able to really punish all the way, but gets the kill, ties up the game. Not quite on the scoreboard yet, but if he keeps this up, especially with level 3 in his pocket, might be able to bring himself into the set.
Absolutely, and I'd love to see him start punishing those perfect parries with standing light kicks. That great way to get a drink, but even so, it seems like he might not need to. It's pushing him to the corner so well.
Goes straight into level 3 and gets him. Not able to keep himself out of range of that, and just a lot of damage coming Flux Waves his way. Gets the punish going. That level 3 is still there. Keeps him in the corner. Backs off. Has a drink now. Low on drive, but we'll see if that ends up being a problem. Gets another drink. You know, that super meter's filling up too.
Yeah, extremely rare footage of Jamie Super 3 being functional as an anti-fireball. And we're seeing that, you know, it might have its downsides in a lot of combos, but when you hit it raw, that thing hurts. And it's hard to come back.
Yeah, playing a bit of a fencing match with Azan right now. Tries to catch him coming in. Azan coming in conservatively. Not going to just try to rush down. Not against a full drive gauge and a critical R. And Flux Waves comes straight in with it. Beautiful way to set that up. That's going to hurt.
Absolutely amazing confirm. Oh man, that's entirely unscaled, I believe, unless Spike has extra scaling on it. That's how you do it. Let's see if he can get the stun.
Yeah, we'll see. Going right towards it. Those portals are punishing, and that's very, very little health to work with. Not seeing a way back in this for Azan, but that drive rush flash might do it. It does! Azan defies expectations and takes his first game of the set. We are tied up going into game 3.
This is incredible. It really feels like Azan just doesn't get hit by high-low mix-ups ever. Like, did you see how many burnout high-low mix-ups he was blocking with the ghosts there? That blew my mind.
He clearly has his game plan set up around that. If I'm Flux Waves, I need to find ways to divert from his expectations, to throw off what he's looking for, change his eye levels, and recondition him mentally. Switching to the Aki might be a good start.
Definitely. I think that, you know, he's 1-1 with the JP. He managed to make the JP work and not like go down.
Yeah.
And now he gets to switch his character. That's awesome.
Something else I wonder about is if you switch up your character on your opponent like this mid-set, how often does that throw off your opponent in their matchup knowledge? Because they've geared their entire game plan around your other character and might not be expecting a whole new set of tools to play against. But right now, Azan doing well at maintaining control.
Yeah, I think that it's clear that, you know, Azan was making adaptations for the JP, so now he has to go into this matchup without the adaptations there. But at the same time, he might not need as many adaptations in the Aki matchup. It's a lot more straightforward.
Yeah, just gets 2 grabs in a row, and Flux Waves has been playing slippery, but not getting a whole lot of effective offense going. Jumps straight into that punish from Azan. The punish counter throws there, and now burnout for Flux Waves. Honestly, I think this switch might have been a bad play.
Me too. This is looking brutal. If Flux Wave loses this one, do you think he's gonna switch back to the JP?
I certainly would, because he was getting a lot better work done with JP. Azan was having a lot of trouble getting in and staying in. He was having a lot more punish opportunities, getting a lot better use of the super meter. He was forcing Azan into burnout. Here he's playing more comfortably, so maybe it was just a growing pains phase, getting used to his new character, but we'll see what happens. If I lost this set and I was Flux Waves, I would definitely consider the switch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, switching characters is hard for both players, and I think that we're seeing Azan slightly more prepared for the character switch than Flux Waves. And now that they're both catching their rhythm a little more, the Aki might be working.
Yeah, that first round was definitely a catch of the breath for both of them, and Azan came out the better of it. They both have level 3 right now. We'll see if they use that. Flux Waves with the perfect parry straight into a grab. Drive rushes in to keep up the pressure. Tries to have a decent Oki game going, forcing Azan to stay into that crouch. Drive rushes him back into the corner as he starts to step out. And level 2 comes out for Azan. We'll see if the defense holds up. So far, yeah, it's looking like it will.
Look at that. Azan is just absolutely impermeable in the corner. Just blocking all those forward heavy kicks and then getting all the drive gates back with the level 2. Even if it's not working out here, I definitely want to give him props for that. Although, And looks like Fluxwave deserves some props too as well. This is working out beautifully, and he's about to run out of level 2.
Yeah, Magnum Opus doesn't get the job done, but that throw in the corner afterwards sure does. And now it's 2 games to 1, and Fluxwaves might have been right to make the switch. We might have doubted him a little too early.
Absolutely. Like, you might not be able to mix his on with high-low, but nobody's immune to strike throw in this game.
Yeah, nobody, especially not stuck in the corner on low drive gate. But right now, Fluxwaves forces his way back out, gets the throw in, likes to jump in and get right back in your face, use the drive rush to get past neutral, and Azan's just fighting back. Not a whole lot else to say there. Gets another throw of his own going. He's heading towards unlocking that level 2. He's got 2 drinks in him. This is not a very fun place to be in against Jamie.
Absolutely, this is looking beautiful for Azan right now, and that combo that Fluxwave had going across the screen, that could have been their only chance, and they dropped it. So this round 1, definitely going to Azan, but Fluxwave does have a slight meter advantage going to the second one. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, he's on level 2, Azan's on level 1. Fluxwaves is not rookie. He's not going to pop off that super right at the start of the round for the momentum switch. Quite conservative with when he fires them off, I've noticed. Tries to look for the moment where he'll kind of finish the job and end the round. But right now, Azan is the one in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, Fluxwave certainly is more conservative with the supers, but we also have to think about Rookie was getting a lot of hits in that early game, and I think Fluxwave's getting slightly less opportunities in that almost perfect KO against Azan.
Yeah, and we'll see where this goes. This is going into our final game. Is he going to switch? It looks like, yeah, it looks like we're going to see the switch back to the JP. That's going to be interesting, trying to finish the job how he started it. You know, I was talking about that. I was talking about how I had a feeling if he dropped the game, he would go back.
Absolutely nefarious technique from him. It feels like he's like, I think in a long set, Azan's gonna smoke me, so I need to keep switching it up to keep him, you know, on his toes. And I think that's absolutely a valid technique against such a good player.
I mean, he's a top seed for a reason. That rank is going to let you get swindled. And right now, going right back to what was working for him in the first game, keeping him on the ends of these long-range shots. But Azan is in, has his first drink, and is trying to tell the story in the final game.
Azan just weaving his way through those fireballs, trying to teach us why you should never mess with the Diamond 5 player.
I mean, if this was ranked, he'd definitely be on his rank up match right now. It just shows you that MMR is not a full story. You never know who you're up against until the game is underway. And Azan playing quite patiently against Fluxwaves. Knows he's going to get zoned, knows JP's poking options, and is willing to give Fluxwaves enough rope to end up on the wrong end of.
Absolutely, and he's just getting drink after drink here, showing us why that buff that he got in the last patch, where he gets a little drive back every time he drinks, no matter what level he's at, is so meaningful. Look at that. If he hadn't gotten an extra drive from drinking, that would have been a burnout, and he might not have been able to kill, at least
Beautiful
without spending a super.
Beautiful time for that drive rush, too. Straight into the middle of what Fluxwaves was doing, interrupting it, and Fluxwaves on the back foot. But right now, doing a great job of weathering Azan's initial offensive storm, and drive rushes straight in as he bounces off the wall. Keeps him on the other end of these portals, has Amnesia coming out, and just forcing him back into the corner, forcing him to pull back on parries, gets level 3 unlocked, might be looking for his opportunity to use it. He's well ahead on drive meter, he's almost full health. This could be on his way to a perfect. Not going to get a perfect, but that is so much life to compensate for. Azan well on his way to doing just that. Both of them with level 3.
Just walked up to him and pressed the normal. It seems like Fluxwave was getting greedy, not spending the level 3. He wanted to finish it out and save the
Here
meter,
comes!
but...
Oh my gosh. That might be able to do it. That might be able to take this and send himself into grand finals. Azan with the win.
Azan said you can save that meter for Street Fighter 7.
What separates a villain from a supervillain? Presentation. And Azan never boring to watch. Neither are these two. Sevens versus rookies. Sevens going back to 10, away from the Terry. What do you think about that switch?
I think that it's pragmatic, you know. I can understand not believing in Terry for this matchup. And Ken versus Luke, this is the original Street Fighter 6 matchup. Ken is still so good. I love watching Ken. I think Ken is such a sauceful character. So let's see what he's got.
Playing a pretty defensive Ken to start with, pretty cautious. Finally gets a back throw as a bit of offense, forcing him into the corner, but he's so close to burnout. His driver gauge slowly recovering. Both of them have level 1 ready, but he whiffs the grab, gets sent off the wall, and Rookie continuing the combo, gets some pressure going, whiffs the grab of his own, and Sevens takes advantage.
Oh, but manages to get the optimal conversion there. Doesn't get the corner carry, which is unfortunate. But that is the most damage you can get, and it seems like Sevens is hungry for that damage. He wants to finish this fast.
Definitely wants to get this over with and punch his ticket to Grand Finals, but might be punching his ticket back home if he doesn't play more carefully.
Oh, man, manages to get the perfect conversion. Nice job, Sevens.
Beautiful read to avoid that rising knuckle and punish it with his own attack. I mean, knew that was coming from a mile away. Rookie has that level 3 now, though, and you know what he likes to do with level 3.
Oh, yeah, he likes to spend it. So let's see if he can get that all-important first hit.
Yeah, right now, not getting a first hit or anyone, but here it comes! And that's going to catch Sevens in the middle of what he was doing. No chance to get away from this. I figure if you know anything about playing against Rookie, you know that level 3 is coming out at the first opportunity, and you got to be ready to do something about it.
Absolutely. I think Rookie might die in real life if he didn't get to use his level 3 in the first 20 seconds of the match. So he's got to offload this meter.
Yeah, if you die in Street Fighter 6, you die for real, or that's how Rookie's playing right now at least, keeping Sevens in the corner and on a sliver of light.
Oh man, the great parry doesn't quite manage to close out the round though.
Yeah, not able to close it out. Now we're going into a final round to start our first game. And if that's a portent of what's to come in this set, I think we're going to be here for a while. So I hope you're comfortable, chat, and I hope you're redeeming those Matcherino codes.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing everyone bringing out their secondaries. All these players are so talented on one character, and then they bring out a second one. It's like, where'd you get that from?
You know, we've been talking about character switches. I wonder if this doesn't work out for Sevens, does he go back to the Terry?
Yeah, and I definitely do think that,
Might be a moot point.
Yeah, I definitely think that Ken is secondary. I think that his combos on Terry, every single one, optimized to heaven. These Ken ones could be very slightly better. Amazing Ken though, and I think that he has what it takes to finish out this set if Rookie doesn't stop him.
Yeah, if Rookie cannot stop him, then that is becoming a very, very key question. Look at how he uses that Tatsumaki to drive him straight into the corner, backs off a little to trick Rookie into coming in, eats that rising knuckle though, and we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens from Rookie if he's able to reverse the momentum.
Yeah, and that use of that heavy Tatsumaki is something that a lot of Kens are missing out on. In my opinion, most of the time it's going to be way more valuable than something like a run DP, because it doesn't really matter about the damage. You're playing Ken. You're playing Ken because you want to throw loop, and throw loop, you need your opponent cornered. But yikes, looks like he's about to get a taste of his own medicine.
Oh, the beautiful jump over from Rookie. He saw that coming and was ready with the punish. And now he's knocking on the door of taking this first round. Has him super ready, gets the tick throw, and takes the first round of the second game. What a way to restore some momentum after that first one.
Yeah, wow, when you're getting pressured by Luke, he's got full drive, you're at a pixel of health, how are you not getting thrown? It's just not possible. Even Sevens can't pull that off, and Rookie's showing us why.
You were talking earlier on in the night about how sometimes you want to just kind of let a round go so you can go into the next one with a fresh head and a full resource list. Might have been what Sevens was thinking.
That's absolutely possible. He could have tried to spend the level 1 or level 2. No, mostly level 1 because it's the only invincible one. He could have tried to spend the level 1, but Ken level 1 Oki is non-existent. It's even worse. They nerfed it in the patch. So definitely wouldn't have guaranteed a round win.
would not have guaranteed anything. And right now, he's not guaranteeing himself anything but damage. But some beautiful thinking there. Drive rushing while Rookie's in midair, firing off the super, sets up the throw as they're fighting on the ground. But here comes the level 3, and that's going to steal the game for Rookie.
Oh, that was absolutely criminal robbery. It doesn't matter if he's in burnout. He has his standing heavy punch into heavy knuckle, and he really wants to do it. Rookie can't stand to keep that Super 3 in the tank, and that is just paying off for him in spades right now.
Yeah, and if I'm Sevens, I am steamed about that because I had that one until the very moment I didn't. Absolutely stolen from the jaws of defeat from Rookie, who keeps up the offensive pressure, goes for the alternate combo under there, misses the rising upper. Not sure what he was thinking there, but it sure didn't work out as he's thrown into the corner.
Yeah. He's got the throw loop though, and this is where Ken excels. Interesting that he's doing some dash forwards after throw, because after that last patch a couple months ago where they like kind of nerfed Ken's throw loop kind of, it's actually minus. So I wonder if Rookie's going to start punishing that dash forward after throw.
Might be looking for it, gets powered through for the punish counter, and that drive is there for Sevens, who's about to take the first round and keep himself in the game.
Great use of using that level 1 to close out the round. Let's see if he can get that super meter back, because Rookie almost has level 3, and I can sense him getting
what that means. You know what that means, and if I am Sevens, I am looking out for it, but the question is, even if I know it's coming, can I do anything about it? Blocks the drive rush, gets a Shoryuken off the jump in, rising knuckle, bit of turnabout is fair play. He's trying to keep Rookie on the back foot, or he's not going to have a chance to pop off that super, because you know that's coming out as soon as the combo allows for it. Bit of a cautious opening here, gets the drive rush to get back in space, perfect parry, now might be the time if he's gonna do it. Uses the shoulder charge whip to get the meaty opening, gets driven onto the back foot though, and Sevens in burnout.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some trouble with Sevens keeping that offense, because Sevens has chosen a few times to keep Rookie standing with the run Tatsu on a standing opponent, and that only leaves you +3, which makes your offense quite weak for a number of reasons. And I think it's really important to go for that knockdown with Ken.
Yeah, I think that's important too, especially with a player like Rookie, who you want to keep on the back foot as much as possible and keep in a position where he's trying to recover. And then you can use your meaties, your Okizeme opportunities. You can set up throw loops. You can keep him pinatas in the corner like Sevens is doing. Both of them have level 3 if they want it. Sevens not giving an opportunity to press anything. Here it comes!
Oh my god, he actually could have killed. I'm not kidding. If he had optimized that combo, it could have killed.
Yeah. We'll see if he ends up paying for it. I mean, Rookie has level 3, has critical art. You know how much he likes to use it at any point. And that would be a lot of momentum to steal back at a critical juncture. Back throws him towards the corner. Gets out of burnout, survives burnout. Punish counter to take the game. And he's going up ahead 2-1.
Absolutely immaculate timing for that drive gauge to come back. I'm starting to think that this guy is the protagonist.
Yeah, he might be, and he sure wants to fight up against Fluxwave's Ed and go against Azan or top seed. Very careful opening to this next game, though. They were almost reluctant to press anything. That was more like a game of footsies in Street Fighter 6.
Absolutely. You see, we're seeing a lot of drive rush jab from Sevens, and that's doing him a lot of favors. Just getting him in so well. It's such a good option.
Yeah, right now, he's not doing a whole lot there, but gets him in the corner, gets a lot of blocking going his Rookie, but both of them have pretty similar amounts of drive meter. The super meter comes up first for Sevens, but he eats a punishing combo for it. The meaty options come out, but not going to have a chance to do anything with it. Not after a punish counter like that. Immediate pop of the level 1 as soon as he needed it. Now they have a fireball war going, and Rookie needs to find a new way in.
Oh, just about misses the DP in, but I think he wanted DP and he got Fireball. Good thing Rookie wasn't ready for the punish.
Interesting thinking with the standing medium kicks there, kind of into thin air.
Yeah, I mean, standing medium kick is such a fast option with really great range. I do think it's a good option in this matchup.
Might have been a moment of over-anticipation, expecting Rookie to rush in and not getting a chance to really punish anything. Gets back thrown into the corner, drive rushes in, gets a back throw, similar amounts of life left, gets another standing medium kick, sets up the Shoryuken, and now he's on set point.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely demonstrating some really great knowledge of the character. Like that standing heavy kick after the back throw is your only option to stop the opponent from mashing. And, you know, a lot of people are used to being able to mash after that, getting back thrown into the corner by Ken, because it's, like, really not that plus. But not against Sevens.
Not against Sevens indeed. Here we go. Here we go. Finally. This super we all know Rookie loves so much. And that is a lot of damage coming Sevens' way. Most of his life bar gone in an instant, but not intimidated at all. Has his own level 3 whenever he wants it.
Yeah, Sevens is saying you're like -4 after you dash there. I'm not letting that slide. You're getting punished.
Yeah.
If you think you're pulling a fast one on Sevens, you've got another thing coming. Goes into burnout.
Yeah, goes in, gets stuck in the corner again, and that is gonna do it. Sevens did not let him escape, did not let him survive that burnout, did not. It's gonna be Terry versus JP. Another new one for me. What do you think of this one?
Terry versus JP. I think that, from my perspective, there's not a lot of unique interactions between these two characters that make it a particularly good or bad matchup. But I think there's a bit of character dip, as they say. I think that JP is just generically slightly stronger than Terry, and I think that's going to make Terry have a bit of a bad time.
Yeah, good timing with that portal from Fluxwave. Sets up another one to keep him in the corner. Keeps Sevens mentally a little worried about advancing. Puts him into burnout, gets a stun immediately. Sets up another portal, doesn't really use it, but gets a good juggle in the corner. Brings up his super, and that's going to open things up with the perfect KO. What a way to send a message.
Oh man, we might be seeing the Ken next round, I'm not gonna lie. That was brutal.
I would not be surprised because clearly this carry's not working. Seven hardly able to press anything. Finally gets a rising tackle going. EX drive rushes straight into Fluxwave's face. But Fluxwave is somebody who's comfortable at any range with his characters. So I'm not expecting this to go the way 7 thinks it will.
Totally. Good spacing control with those kicks, though. We're seeing it looks like it's Seven's turn. And he's about to show him what he can do with Terry.
Well, you know, the turn's over as fast as it came, but here comes another one, drives him back towards the corner, has level 3 if he wants to fire it off, might not take advantage, but we'll see how it goes. Power Knuckles through that one, gets him in the corner, but right now Fluxwave's advancing. Oh! Here comes something, all right. And that is a lot to get through. I don't see Sevens getting through this storm. Bounce off the wall and eats the super to lose the game. I wonder if you're right.
Out against JP with level 2. You're just done for. Only one man could block all that, and they're already in finals.
Yeah, maybe Tokido, maybe Daigo, but neither of them are here tonight. And Seven's sticking with Terry. I'm surprised because he hasn't really been able to make a lot happen with Terry. He's more faithful in this pick than we are, that's for sure. Wonder if he knows something about the matchup we don't.
Maybe he's got a secret technique, but it is not looking good. Maybe he's probably saving it for next round.
Well, he's not getting a lot more time to use that secret if he's got it, that's for sure. He's got to be careful to not give up too much momentum and too much health and too much mental real estate to Fluxwave, because if you let Fluxwave stay in the driver's seat, you're never seeing that car again.
Oh man, drops that crucial punish on the Amnesia. That is actually tragic. I think it didn't work because it was spaced a little too far away, and the power charge ended up hitting on a later active frame. That is just sad.
Control of space is so important in this game, and Fluxwaves in particular is so good at spotting and capitalizing on these tiny mistakes most people might never even notice.
Absolutely.
Tries to keep him at bay with the power wave. Not a whole lot doing. Goes for a cross up that's perfectly blocked by Fluxwave, who backs off a little, out of power wave range, back in it. You know, catches him on the drive rush immediately, goes for it again, doesn't work again. There's something to be said about the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over, expecting something different to happen. And right now, Sevens is just looking for some effective button to press against Fluxways, who's about to go up 2-0. Here comes the super to seal the deal.
Absolutely crazy combo there, and everything's looking coldly calculated from Fluxwave. To me, what it looked like is he left himself deliberately on just a pixel drive, trying to bait him into doing those drive rushes in because he got hungry for that burnout. He taunted him just like an awesome spot. I think that Ken can definitely get zoned by JP. He's not a character who's ever particularly struggled with it. Like, he's one of those characters where his drive rush is fast enough to actually go through the ghost. And, yeah, I think Ken can definitely stand a chance here, especially when compared with Terry.
Both of them playing a very close-range game. In fact, Fluxway's not really going for much zoning at all. He uses the ghost as a bit of a point-blank fireball, eats the drive rush follow-up into the corner carry, but manages to get back out of it in pretty short order.
Almost drops that combo into the Tatsu. If he was just a little further from the corner, he would have had to delay the Tatsu from that run to make all the hits connect, but he reaches the corner and manages to avert that possible catastrophe, because if you drop it like that, it'll side switch and leave you totally screwed.
Yeah, but Seven's still playing a bit intimidated. He's not using Ken's advantages where he can. He's playing very methodical and cautious. I'm not surprised after the way Fluxways took the first couple of games, finally gets back in this, but immediately Fluxways on the counter-offensive. Fluxways is just so composed and never playing rattled for even a second.
Yeah, that was a really great use of the Dragon Lash to go through the ghosts, but I think we saw a mistimed Fireball meaty setup because that was not even safe on block, and that's going to lead to his demise.
Yeah, absolute punishment from Fluxways, who's already on set point and has never really been sweating in this set. He's never been in a moment where he's in real danger. They trade the low kicks there, they trade a sweep attempts. Right now, Fluxways backing off towards the corner kind of voluntarily, gets thrown. We'll see if he goes for another one. Not going for the throw loop. Wonder if Fluxways was expecting one because he seemed caught off guard by that combo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I kind of think he should have gone for a throw loop. But I think Ken had some really strong throw loop options against JP because since that old patch has nerfed him, he can do a meaty OD fireball after a forward throw on a cornered opponent, and it'll be really plus on everything. And that'll beat his JP's amnesia.
Yeah, but this might be what it takes to take his first round, cross him straight into the super, and that is so much damage. Not going to get the kill outright, but that's a tall mountain to climb, and I don't think Fluxwaves can get a foothold in that wall.
Yeah, really interesting stuff because it makes you think. Do you think he intentionally didn't kill in that combo so that he could build a little super meter in the part afterwards?
That was so close to killing that I don't think he could do it on purpose. He really just ate the apples that he picked, if you ask me.
It's possible, it's possible. That just goes to show, if you want to kill, don't go into run Shoryuken, go into medium Tatsu than the heavy follow-up.
Yeah, but you know, after a certain point, all that matters is getting the job done. You win in Street Fighter 6 if your opponent runs out of health. It doesn't really matter how you get there. And right now, he's just trying to keep Fluxways on the back foot, sets up that grab, keeps him in the corner, gets the hard knockdown, and takes his first game. The Ken switch pays off.
Absolutely, really good job with the Ken. Let's see if Sevens here can make the adaptations that he needs to this Aki. Like, he's gonna have to make them on the fly because it's his turn to face a new character, and he has to get this reverse 3-0 to make it work.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, now it's more of a 2-0, but Oh, that's interesting. Fluxways goes straight to the Aki after dropping the game. What do you think about this?
I don't know what to think. This is not a matchup I'm particularly well educated on. I can respect
isn't either.
switching for the sake of switching.
Yeah, we talked a little about this earlier in the night about how switching characters mid-set can throw off your opponent's momentum and mental map of the matchup. So maybe Fluxwaves is hoping for something like that. Definitely seems to be paying off for him as he's taking advantage of this adjustment period to get a throw loop going. Doesn't go for a third throw. Finally, Sevens with some punishing offense. The Ken is coming out.
Oh, did he just teabag after a shimmy instead of doing a combo? If anything's gonna get to your mental, it's gonna be that. Let's see the combo.
We'll see. He's fighting in burnout, but with enough life lead, it doesn't matter. And that was a very, very Ken round once Sevens warmed up. So I wonder if this switch is really going to pay off for Fluxwaves.
Ooh, but getting a little predictable with that Dragon Match, and that is the kind of thing that makes switching so good. Look at that. He hasn't gotten a chance to adapt to the Aki at all, but Fluxwaves is already picking up on the patterns that Sevens has started as Ken.
Yeah, already picking up on him. This is looking to be a perfect round. And remember, he's already 2 games, so all he needs is 2 more rounds. He's going to be on set point if he takes this, and he has the level 3 if he wants to seal the deal.
Absolutely, and just switching seems like an excellent play from Fluxwaves considering he only needs 1 round, or 1 game. Like, he doesn't need to beat him in the long term. He doesn't need to, like, completely outskill him. He just needs 1. He's already gotten most of it.
Yeah, already on set point, already playing very methodically, eats the standing heavy kick, but a medium kick, but catches the drive rush, goes through the fireball, the 4-7s into the corner, backs off enough to bait the jump in, punishes it, and keeps him cornered, keeps him stuck in there, has level 3 whenever he wants it, he's ahead on drive too, eats the punishment, eats the level 3 of 7s, obviously nowhere near killing, but we'll see if this is enough of a momentum shift to turn the game around and keep 7s in this.
Absolutely, and you know, in risk of burnout against Ken near the corner.
Oh,
man,
here comes level 3.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Was, yeah. Magnum Opus isn't going to kill outright, but it's going to put him on slivers, and that might be what Fluxwaves needs to punch his ticket to Grand Finals. Is it happening? Are we going for the run back from Winners Finals? Hassan versus Fluxwaves. Sevens trying to hang in there, trying to keep it from happening. He's feeling out his ways in, careful about jumping in. And right now, Fluxwaves is caught on the outside, not able to get back in. Has a lot of drive rush, and I'm not sure what happened there, but the punish counter gets him into Grand Finals. It's Hassan versus Fluxwaves.
Really, really strong offense. And I think that just, like, really keeping your cool, knowing what you know about the way Azan runs offense, and not giving into that as easily is really what needs to happen. But it's easier said than done. Azan is an incredibly solid player. I think there's no one thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, probably just try not to get hit, try not to let him have opportunities to sneak in drinks like he already has, and keep him in the corner, keep him uncomfortable, keep him from getting confident and playing confidently. Already, Fluxwaves beats him to the first super meter of the game, but we'll see if that ends up mattering.
Yeah, now, I don't remember. Was Fluxwaves on Aki last time against Azan?
Fluxwaves brought out both JP and Aki last time out. I think he actually started with Aki, but the JP has been there for him, and obviously didn't have a lot of luck with either character against Azan last time.
That's right, it's coming back to me. And it was pretty close. I think if anyone could do it, absolutely Fluxwaves. This is the correct grand finals, I think. And going for that awesome combo, that is going to finish it out. Starting off strong, Fluxwaves.
Yeah, but takes the first round, and I'm sure he was hoping for this revenge, hoping for this run back. Certainly on his way to getting it. His game plan looking effective so far.
Mm-hmm. But ooh, Azan's awful close. That's a little scary. Yeah, get away from me, Jamie. You smell like booze.
Yeah, force being back there. I know it's herbal tea, but I think we all know what's really in those black. I mean, we're not fools.
Monster energy.
That was interesting. Taking both swigs in very short succession. Really quick on those. Really quick on just getting that drink up as fast as he can get it. Which I understand, especially going into this super. What a way to get out of it! You were calling out that Azan had the defensive capability of surviving that super, and it looks like you were right.
Yeah, it really feels like Azan is practiced specifically against that JP level 2, and I think at a certain point, if you're Fluxbase, you have to start thinking like, the level 2 isn't working, I should just be using level 3.
Yeah, right now, especially because Azan about to tie up the game, bring us into a final round. Get comfy, chat. We're gonna be here for a while.
And that just goes to show, never shimmy, you could get hit by a crouching medium kick, keep throwing them.
Yeah, keep throwing them out, keep going for the loop. You know, they can't tech forever, that's for sure. But Fluxway's a little patient there, baits something out, punishes it, drives him towards the corner. Bit of a drive rush to get away from the zoning. He goes for his first drink, gets that down. Both of them have level 2 if they want it.
Oh man, that spacing trap was nefarious. Just intentionally whipping the dive kick to try and get Flux Waves to make a mistake, and it worked, and now Flux Waves is cornered. Let's see if he can fight his way out.
We'll see. Right now, he's certain. Right now, it's more like he's trying to get Azan to rush in than that he's trying to get out of corner. He does get out of corner, gets level 3 in his pocket for good measure, but he's not really playing like he's in a hurry. You know what I mean? He's not really playing like he needs to rush anything. Maybe should have had his foot on the gas, though, because right now he's eating a lot of punishment.
Absolutely, this is going to put him in burnout, and it's going to be a really tricky situation, especially with how much of a burnout lead the Azan is going to have going into this.
Already out of burnout. Look at this. Already gets his drive meter back. Super comes out. Here comes the level 2. And the level 1-2 to keep him in place. Might be able to turn things around off that interaction.
That was absolutely evil. He blocked the level 1, but he didn't account for the immediate high-low mix-up that was coming right after from the level 2.
Yeah. Didn't matter though, because Azan with the first game, top seed for a reason, an absolute ringer. And I'm glad that he doesn't play ranked, clearly, because if I was in Diamond and I ran against this guy, I might consider uninstalling.
Absolutely. I've got to say, Fluxwaves is getting a lot of mileage out of this crouching medium kick.
Yep.
He's hitting with a lot of lows. And one thing about all of Fluxwaves' characters is Aki and JP don't have reward off of neutral lows. They don't have the crouching medium kick drive rush. And I'm thinking, would Fluxwaves do better on a character with crouching medium kick drive rush?
I think so, because he sure likes that crouching medium kick, and, you know, he seems to believe in the JP for this matchup, though, because unlike last time out, not switching to the Aki. And something also you have to keep in mind is traditionally, and I believe we do this in 9MOONS too, Fluxwaves has to win 6 games. He has to win the reset, and then he has to win another best of 5. So Azan has so much more mental energy to spare.
And Azan has so much time to adapt, too.
Yeah.
He's going to need more than 2 characters to keep mixing him up.
Yeah, and, you know, Azan also can just familiarize himself with these matchups. Probably already knows both matchups like the back of his hand, the way he's been playing, forcing to burn out again. But if you know anything about Azan, it's that he's very comfortable in burnout. And we'll see if he can get out of level 2 again this time. Back straight out of it, but walks into the amnesia.
Yeah, it's a tricky overhead to dodge, but that was funny. It almost felt like Fluxwaves didn't expect the level 2 to hit. So used to Azan just blocking everything.
That's actually a great point, because that almost looked like he was expecting Azan to back out and had the overhead ready. I think he might have been setting that up consciously.
Maybe so. Either way, though, he's trapped in the corner against a full drive Azan. This could be better.
Yeah, right now, you know, drive meters are there. Right now, Fluxwaves with the drive advantage. Azan about to unlock level 2, has a drink in him already. Here comes that level 2, about to fill up on drive meter, keeps him up in the corner. Fluxwaves not really pressing much, gets that crouching kick going, goes for the overhead again, manages to get him into the corner, drive rushes in, gets him bounced up again, forcing him onto the back foot, jumps over the ghost. We'll see what Azan's able to do here.
I bet he was waiting for a hit for that level 2. I think if he had gotten a hit, he would have cashed out with the large damage activation combo. But since he didn't, he's here with the level 3. Let's see if he can make it work.
Beautiful attempted punish with the level 1 off that jump in. But, you know, Fluxwave is so defensively responsible and punishing that immediately with the level 2. I mean, Fluxwave plays so composed, so conservative. Sometimes he gives up a bit too much room doing it. But as he takes the first game, you just can't rattle this guy. You can't get in his head.
Totally. I thought Azan was unstoppable, but if anyone could do it, it's absolutely Fluxwave.
Yeah, we might well be here for a while. I called it out in the first game, but Jamie, off piloted by Azan, is nothing to underestimate. Jumps over the ghost, goes straight into drive rush, a corner carry combo here, gets the first drink for his trouble, not letting Fluxwaves up for an instant activation, and keeps him juggled up, goes for another drink while he's at it, gets the meaty throw. The Okizeme game is intense, and already 3 drinks. That's a lot to overcome for Fluxwaves Edge.
Absolutely, and we see him drinking so much, his drive gauge just shot up. Although, credit to Fluxwave, he got his drive gauge back up as well, but Azan is just doing such a good job of making his way into the zoning while not taking stray hits, and keeping his health bar entirely intact, if not his drive gauge.
Yeah, just someone in chat, make sure you get Azan's keys before we all go home, because that's a lot of drinking. See what I mean? He's already got another one in him.
And another use of that standing light punch. So much range, so much power, so beautiful, so elegant.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Jamie getting more love lately because he's such a fun character to watch and he has so much cool stuff in his new list. So I'm happy to see he's viable these days.
Totally, and I love playing against him too. I always love the mind games around when Jamie can drink. Like, when you call out at Jamie for drinking, drive rush all the way across the screen and get them, oh, just one of the best feelings in Street Fighter, if you ask me. Up there with throw looping.
Azan fighting out of burnout, but never really afraid of burnout, never really intimidated by being in there. Sneaks in his second drink, has level 3 whenever he's ready for it, eats a throw straight into the critical art, gets another throw. Good thinking with the drive rushes to cross distance and keep Azan from recovering. Fluxwaves, once he has the momentum and the advantage, very good at keeping it.
Yeah, that crouching medium kick just continuing to put in so much work for Fluxwaves. You know, with the drive rush too, that's how you're supposed to use it. But at the same time, Azan's showing us that, you know, burnout doesn't matter if you don't need to block.
Yeah, if you don't need to block, you gotta worry about burning out. And, you know, I think a lot of people, they get into burnout and they feel like they've hit their fail state. They've kind of lost the round. They mentally check out. So a lot of Azan's advantage is that he doesn't do that. He keeps finding ways to put the hurt on you.
But really clean punishes on these dive kicks. A lot of other people have failed to find those punishes, but Fluxwave is spacing himself so well that it's really hard for Azan to make them safe.
Yeah, hard to be safe. Teleport straight in. I don't think Azan was expecting it. That's the first time Fluxwaves has pulled that out. And right now catches him towards the corner, pushes him back in, forces him back up against the wall, blocks the crouching kick, and he's trying to sway back. He is Azan, has critical art if he wants it. The dive kick is caught, but sees that coming. Drive rushes straight in. We'll see if he goes for the critical art. Not going to need it. Does use it, and that should be enough.
This is absolutely gonna kill. Jamie critical art just does so much damage. Oh man, just a glimpse of what Jamie would be like if he had a real super.
So gruesome. I hate that animation so effing much. Seems like something more out of Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter.
Yeah, Jamie's just a beast. He doesn't care. He'll kill you.
Yeah, and definitely trying to get the kill because right now is on 2 games up, which means this could be tournament point if this round goes well enough for him.
Yeah, and I really wouldn't be surprised to see Azan taking this. Azan just has so much class with this Jamie. And it's really, he's cooking.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that flask is full of cooking oil and cooking alcohol, and he's gonna bring up a nice stir fry to celebrate the tournament win, but I'm not so sure it's gonna matter. Fluxwave's not gonna try to find out.
Yeah, Fluxwaves isn't going down without a fight. Look at that punish on the drive reversal. But, oh man, not a safe jump. That was really good from Fluxwaves.
Beautiful punishes from Fluxwaves. The problem is that once he has an advantage, often Azan is able to find a way out of the fire.
Man, blocking that overhead. Really good plays from Fluxwaves there.
Yep, but what was I saying? Now it's tournament point, and we might be about to have a champion. Azan was the top seed for a reason. People might be sick of hearing that, but you know who's not sick of being it? Azan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bit of an exchange in the neutral, backs off, baits out that little poke attempt. Fluxwaves has that level 3 if he wants to try to force something. Level 2 for Azan, similar amounts of drive gauge. Drive rushes in, unlocks the level 3, gets a combo going, sneaks in a trick, cancels a drive rush. Oh, that is a lot of punishment though for Fluxwaves, finding a way back into the round, not letting him get the second drink in.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. Fluxwaves just really wants this tournament to keep going. He's like, Cobalt, I know you haven't had dinner yet. You're gonna have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, he knows that Chad and Kobold are a little hungry once they started talking about stir fries. Not gonna let anything happen off that, but this is a lot of damage. Here comes the level 3 Azad 9MOONS champion!
That was absolutely evil. Did you see how he reset into the command grab before that? Just
Yeah.
to get that extra tiny bit. And nobody's looking for that reset that early in the combo. But he knew he only needed a little damage to finish it off. That is a tournament well won. And I hope he's getting well over $100 because all of you redeemed that Matcherino code in the chat.
Yeah, I am hoping so as well. Doesn't even stick around. Drops a quick GG's and straight out of the lounge. He came in like he had a mission, and I would say mission accomplished. Because what beautiful Jamie play we all had the pleasure of witnessing just now.
Absolutely. And looks like I'm going to be having an earlier night than I thought. I've got to go figure out how to set up that thing to give $10 to him.
Yeah, you better get on that, and everybody in chat had better get on redeeming whatever Matcherino codes are left. What an incredible grand final that we just saw. I know that I am happy to have been here for it, to see the rise of Azan, and I hope we see all of these players competing elsewhere, because the sky's the limit for any of them. Just incredible Street Fighter.
Absolutely, and who knows? Maybe he'll be able to hit master rank by the next tournament.
You know, we're on monthlies. He might be done by the week. By the next tournament he enters, if he has any intention of playing ranked, which wouldn't be sure I blame him if he stays out of that nest of vipers.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to watch me. I see you, Shinazan, Cobalt the Goat. I appreciate that so much. I hope you guys have loved the commentary as much as I have.
All right, and looks like we're going to be giving a nice raid to Retro Edge Gaming coming up. So thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Kobold. I am K-Fox. We will see you on the other side of this raid.